Sup, fuckers?
So loud.
That's dude, someone's gonna have their ears absolutely ripped right off the bat. This was gonna happen. They'd be like, fucking... Now it's gonna be me blamed, not you.
Exactly. You can actually back up a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
you're good to like lean back in the chair and chill the fuck out.
Yeah, I think we're good.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the B-Leaguers podcast, brought to you by the Koyo Store. Head to thekoyostore.com. Check out all of your officially licensed Ubisoft paraphernalia. Can you tell? I have rehearsed that a couple times. Welcome back. It's been a minute, unfortunately.
That's like every single opening to our last 4 podcasts. Yeah. Hey guys, it's been a minute. Flynn and I suck at recording content, but now we're in the exact same apartment complex, so we can make this a lot easier, even though we haven't done it since I got here. But we're doing it now, and that's what matters. So, we already tweeted it out. Flynn's going to update the description. But guys, we're going to be changing everything over from Tuesday, Thursday to every single Saturday. You guys will receive a new episode of the B-Leaguers, which not only means longer episodes, but better content. Because recording Tuesdays and Thursdays is not only hard for us because Flynn's sleeping schedule is absolutely fucked. Because if you guys didn't know, they have to adjust their sleeping schedules practically every single day to be able to cover Pro League. Whereas I, right now, only have to cast once a week, and it's at nighttime. So... just to make things a little bit easier on both of us, we decided on Saturday, because we're both off, Flynn casts EU the day before, so he gets to go to bed at a regular time, and it just makes everything easier for both of us. So every Saturday is when your guys' new B-Leaguer episodes will hit, and that's about it. Still sponsored by the Koyo Store. We're still here, and Mango Loco Monster is really good. So
It is. Sam has graciously brought me some to keep me alive. So yeah, that's kind of the big update as far as schedule is concerned. We're dropping it from two a week to 1 a week simply because, first of all, there's not enough content anymore. There never really was enough content in the first place.
Yeah, we were kind of fucking stupid for doing that in general. I don't think we really understood how much content we needed to make a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple times where we were really stretching it thin on Q&A.
Yeah. So that's going to be, it's just focused on prioritizing quality content and making sure we don't feel overwhelmed. And honestly, like, I'm working Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He's working Tuesday, Thursday at this point. Like, getting shit done during the week is just not a possibility with our current work schedules. So, this is what happens when the B-Leaguers go A-League, is they have jobs that they need to do. So, apologies for the nonsense that's gone on. I know we haven't posted an episode in exactly 2 weeks, but we'll start cranking these out once a week for you. And there is big news in the B-Leaguers thing coming up soon, so give us until next week's episode, and we'll be able to leak all that shit.
There you go. Leaks. All the leaks.
Well, speaking of leaks, we kind of teased it slightly when we had Uzumaki on, but you're here now. You're here. Welcome to Poland. This, like you said, is the first episode we've done since you got here. Mm-hmm. How are you liking Poland, having gotten here 3 weeks after I got here?
I think honestly the coolest part about being in Poland, we'll go positives and negatives. Positives first before absolutely tear down everything.
Yeah.
Always. You want to build it up before you knock it down. So the positive things is especially where I live in Texas, all I really have to hang out with is my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, I just go out and do stuff with Esther, and that's really about it. Here, I have that like old like neighborhood mentality where it's like, hey yo, I want to go get a couple drinks. You guys want to go get a couple drinks? Hey, I'm going to the mall. You guys want to go to the mall? You want to go get food?
Yeah.
It's nice having like friends around again where I can just go chill and do guy shit. Because like I love my girlfriend so very much, but Esther's also not a guy. Like, that's just it. Like, it's a lot better having your friends around where you can bullshit or just like, yo, you want to come over and play some fucking Smash Brothers or whatever over at my apartment? It's really nice having everybody around, man. That's probably my favorite part. And being able to, actually be friends with people that you used to look up to. Like, I know I've touched on that a couple of times, but like you and I were always friends from the jump. Cause like we were kind of on like the same level. Like, obviously, with everything that happens, like, you're like a month ahead of me and I somehow get there. I don't know how the fuck that happens, but it happens and it's weird, but...
One step ahead, but hey,
one step ahead.
Nice and quick, brother.
Yeah, we're getting there, but it's really cool being actual friends with like people you've been watching for years now, like getting to know like Milos and getting to know Kix and getting to know Parker, and it's just a really cool experience, man. I've had a lot of fun here, so... And then the USN desk is awesome. It's great. I will say that desk is fucking massive.
It's too big.
But
it's so big. It's outrageously big.
Yeah, but I've had a lot of fun casting it, and I think just being here and having this opportunity has made my casting better. Like, obviously, there's always things that you want to work on.
Yeah.
But because I know that you're going to know how I feel. But like anytime that you get a new opportunity, that first instance of, okay, I'm going to be casting this is always, oh fuck, like I'm doing this. Like I guarantee like your first day on the PL desk, you're like, I'm on the fucking Pro League desk.
Well,
like,
I had the advantage of Gassan being a fucking dickhead and being like, hey, I know you're jet lagged and I know that you haven't slept in 30 hours, but we're casting NA whether you like it or not. So all of my emotions kind of went out the window.
'Cause you're just dead.
I was just dead fucking tired. And I was like, all right, Flynn, time to go into primal casting mode. Don't fuck this up.
Yep.
That was kind of my experience for my first Pro League desk. I'm sure if I had more sleep and more preparation and had more time to really build it up, because I was on a plane Saturday, didn't get in until Sunday because of time zones. And then 36 hours later, I was on the desk.
Yeah.
So I didn't have time to like build it up in my head and be like, oh my god, I'm casting Pro League, oh my god. Like, I didn't have time to build it up in my head. I was just like, all right, go to work, do your fucking job, idiot.
Where I had a legit fucking week because it got delayed. So that entire time was just culminating to the point where I just got to the desk. And when I got on the desk, I had my notes in front of me. I was writing everything out. And then it's not even when you start writing your notes out when you're sitting at the desk, because everything's fine. It's when they put the timer on.
Yeah.
And you just see that timer slowly ticking down to your inevitable casting moment where it's just opening. And of course, I've got John next to me who's done it a fucking million times. Yeah. And this is, technically speaking, my 4th live thing I've ever done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it was really good, man. Once I got comfortable, dude, I was getting into analytics so hard. I love doing that stuff, though. It's so much fun. And I got a couple of really good shoutcasts in as well, which is always a good time. I'm starting to get more confident in that and starting to add a little bit more wordplay in, which is always what I've been wanting to do, not just fucking read the kill feed and move on with your day. So
yeah, yeah. So guys, if you didn't know, USN is back. USN is back in full force. It's every Tuesday and Thursday. I don't know.
Tuesday is West Bracket and Thursday is East Bracket.
Is that every week?
Yes.
For how long?
Stages 1, 2, and 3. So stage 1 is until the end of April. So, like, going into May, because we had that 1 week that we just skipped. And then the next one starts up in June, like middle of June, and then it goes to the middle of July. And then the next one starts up in September and ends in October.
Okay, so you got a
so
month
it goes
on,
month on, month off, month on, month off, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
That's fair then.
All right. So I can do things in between, which is also soon TM. So
yeah,
we'll see.
That'll be fun. So yeah, USN guys, it's back every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Pro League obviously is still ongoing. We just wrapped up week 13 in Pro League, and the playoff race is now closed in on one region, which is Latin America. We're still waiting on 2 out of the 3 remaining possibilities in Latin America, be it Immortals phase or NIP. Liquid for the 2nd consecutive season will not make it to LAN, which I thought was interesting because, you know, we praised the whole dropping of Gohan and picking up Bullet again. Or not Bullet, PSK.
Yeah.
And, you know, that looked really good. And the team looked good.
Yeah.
And then the team didn't look good. And then the team looked really fucking bad. And then the team looked like they fell off a fucking cliff. And then you go into Wednesday's game and they just fucking obliterate. They just fucking run through. What was it, Red Devils?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, those Red Devils. They just completely
like I said, I've been working every fucking day.
Oh, no,
so
you're fine.
Like,
You're
all
fine.
the
You're
games
fine.
run into each other.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. And I think the main thing with that is the fact that it's a play style change. You know what I mean? With Gohan, they were more passive aggressive than anything, especially at Invite. You know, when I cast them the Mocket game, look back at the Mocket game at Invite. Nesk, which is one of the best Ashe players in the entire world, was the most passive, like a docile dog. Is like a little puppy. Like he just wouldn't do anything. He would establish an angle and then hold it for 2 minutes, and he would just wait there. And I've said it over and over again on that entire cast with Blue. I'm like, why are you doing this? You are Liquid. This is LATAM. You guys are the team that gets aggressive. Why are you not getting aggressive? And then you go look at what's happening with all the players, and Gohan is just ripping people to shreds for damn near zero reason, and then you're like, oh, okay, so you don't want to mess up because then you just get yelled at and it's a very toxic team environment. I understand, you know? And that's why the org decided to let him go. And so it's not a bad decision on their end because, again, Liquid is the entire organization that's representing that team. They are in charge of what their brand represents, and they don't want to represent toxicity, you know? Yeah. So you can't fault them for that. I understand that, like, a lot of Gohan's fans are now being toxic toward the Liquid players. It wasn't their decision. It was not their decision. So don't try and put it on the players or anything like that it was their decision. First of all, the person that you're idolizing is being just not a team player. Like, I'm not going to sit here and call him a dick or whatever. Like, straight up, dude, you are being just a terrible person. Like, you are defiling your teammates. Those are your teammates. Teammates are supposed to be a brotherhood. Like, that's legitimately, they're supposed to be family. You know what I mean? That's why the moves for Dark Zero recently with Pojo were very, very hard for them. Because, you build up this family thing, but then eventually you get to a point where you go, okay, we've had results of things not working. We have to make a change. And then you have to cut one of your brothers out. It's a hard thing, especially when team mentality is handled right. So with Gohan, team mentality was handled completely wrong. And we'll just have to see where he lands. Because right now he's still contractually obligated to Liquid for, another 2 or 3 months? 2 months, I think.
Until the end of the season, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, and then he can go to a CL team or another PL team. He'll either land on a bottom PL team or a top-end CL team in LATAM, but all of CL is basically casted by Brazilians, obviously. So it's not really watched by a lot of us. We just more or less see the team that comes in and goes, oh, where are they from? Oh, okay, cool. So that's what more or less what's happening in LATAM. But the other two have been closed out, everyone. The other two have been closed out. Europe and NA have both been closed out for the playoffs. We got EG and Dark Zero. A little bit of a clap for the boys over there. I'm so happy for them. Happy for Nyx. Happy for Hot and Cold. I mean, amazing. Amazing that you guys finally worked your asses off and got this. You know who else I'm really happy for? I'm happy for BC. Brandon Carr. Amazing human being. I met him at Invite and actually when we did those signings, I was sitting next to him and that was the first time I really got to sit down and talk to Brandon. He's an amazing, amazing human being. There hasn't been a person I've met inside of the Siege scene that was a pro player or anything that face to face was just not that nice of a person or anything. Like, everyone is super personable and outgoing, and it's very, very nice. It's very refreshing that you don't have someone that's just so egotistical that everything's even about them when you meet them in person, So that's something that is really, really nice. So, and then over in EU, we can cover some matches from last night, like Fabian playing spoilers. So,
yeah, that was, so if anyone didn't catch the EU games last night, it was Friday night, obviously, for EU. The playoff race came down between technically 4 teams, but really it was only 2. Empire had already locked up their spot weeks ago. And then it came down between Chaos and Lestream. And Chaos have been on just a stupid fucking run lately. So if you guys didn't catch, Chaos had lost their first game coming out of the break at SI to Empire. I think they lost 7-2 to Empire in the first week in week 8, and then hadn't lost since, all the way to week 13, heading into their game against G2 last night. The map goes to Villa. I was really, really curious about why Chaos would let it go to Villa, considering they had a game, 2 or 3 weeks ago on Villa that didn't start off so well, and they had to head to the opposite side. Like, they were down at the half and still had to bring it back. And that was the fucking theme of their games every goddamn week was, hey, we're down at the half, we gotta turn it around. And it was always they were down from defending, and then they'd hit on the attacking side, and then secretly Encrypts would just fuck your skull. It wasn't even close, man. It was fucking stupid. So I was really, really, really hyped for Chaos. I really thought they were gonna make the run, but no. G2 play spoiler. Lestream start the day off. They get their win, and then
congrats to the boys.
So yes, we will be seeing...
You and I always love a good Lestream game. I was so sad. You and I expected so much out of them at Invite, but I feel like it was just not a culture shock, but I feel it was just high expectations got to them. And that's a true thing that happens. I mean, nervousness plays a lot in the LAN experience, That's why, I mean, look back at USN last year, Doodle and the entire Sinister roster, except for, I think, Cookies. I believe everyone else had not had any LAN experience. And everyone was just playing afraid. And that's not a way to play Siege. Siege is all mentality based. Once you understand buttons and understand how to aim, it is entire mentality based. It's all about you in your own head. That's really it. If you honestly think that you're going to do bad, you're going to do bad. That's how Siege is. It's a very, very weird game like that. So
for the stream, their performance at SI was dog shit. Everyone knows that. Everyone's already said that. That's not a new or hot take. So I am a little concerned, especially because that's a team with LAN experience. That's a team with a lot of LAN experience, at least from the core. Mm-hmm. Parker and I were talking about it on the desk, and I mean, they've had quite a few LAN tournaments. I mean, they won DreamHack Austin against EG. That was the core when they were back with Millennium. They made it to Atlantic City. They also played in Paris. I don't think they made it out of groups. No, they didn't make it out of groups in Paris, though. I don't think.
No, they didn't. That was before they were Stream. That's when they were Millennium, right?
No, that was right before they transferred to the Stream, I thought.
Yeah, so they were Millennium. Yeah.
No. I thought they I thought they transferred to the Stream right before Paris. I might be wrong. I literally have Wikipedia right here while I talk. Yeah. But anyway, the other tournaments also exist. I mean, they're at DreamHack Montreal. They were actually the only team to keep things close against Cloud9 at DreamHack Montreal. Yeah. Which was...
That was a great final. That was actually a really good final.
The final
they played Rogue. They played Rogue in the final, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it was the semifinals. I remember now.
Yeah. Paris Major. Sorry for the keyboard. What the fuck? 6 Major Paris. There we go. Overview.
Yeah, they're Millennium.
They were Millennium. There we go.
I remember things.
And what did they do? They did make it out of groups. They did. Then they lost to G2 in the second quarterfinal.
Well, who didn't lose to G2? Because G2 won the whole fucking thing. Evil Geniuses got 3-0'd.
Very true. So yeah, I was actually confused there. If they actually have a USA Major page, even though we have no idea what the fuck's happening with any of it.
We don't even know. Like that's legitimate fact. Like the casters don't even know what's happening with this.
There is an announcement coming out soon. I can't say when or what it's about, but it is coming out soon. Anyway, returning to the Stream and their performance and stuff and things. It was a good start to the season for them. That just put them in a position where as long as they didn't fuck up too hard, they would have been fine. Like, they haven't been that great. They've been, I think they were third for points in the second half. Mm-hmm. Tied with Chaos, and then they took the second spot. But it still wasn't the Stream dominating like we're used to. They got fucking manhandled by Chaos last week. Mm-hmm.
Chaos was on an absolute tear the second half. They had the most points the second half, didn't they? Or Empire did, but they were second.
Yeah. Chaos was second, Empire was first.
That's another.
Or it might have been the other way around. Yeah, Empire's a whole different thing. We'll get to that. But Chaos looked really fucking good, man. I thought the run was going to be there. The bigger storyline is next week. So Chaos, who is comprised now of Renewals and Secretly, formerly with Snookin. Three of those members were on Snookin' Nose, and before that it was Playing Ducks with
which was
Lackey, Leon, and what's his face, Meepy.
Yeah. And then way back in the day, it also had Zeronic on it.
Yes,
way back
Y1S3 land. Yeah. So, next week, I'll just do a refresher course. I even said it on the broadcast, so if you've watched the EU broadcast, this will be me repeating myself. If you haven't watched the EU broadcast, the closing, 5 minutes of it, while we're just at the desk talking after the game, then this will be a history lesson for you. Year 1 Invitational comes around. They play at Year 1 Invitational under Euronics, and then Euronics drops them as an org right after SI-17. Just drops the roster. So they go orgless for Y2S1. Y2S1 ends. They don't do very well, but they're still qualified for next Pro League. They had, so the main 3 roster members on that team that got the Pro League position because they played more games than the others, and I'll get to that in a second, were the 3 Swedes, Snookin, Renewals, and Secretly. The other 2 Brits that were mainstays were Lackey and Meepy. But they used Leon as a sub in a couple games, including the last game of the season. So, when internal struggles came abound and there was internal strife between the players, the Swedes wanted to separate, and so did the Brits. But they didn't know how to divvy up the Pro League spot, because that's 6 players, and you need 3/5. So ESL ruled that the Swedes got to keep the spot. That was a very controversial decision back then. And hey, that's kind of how it breaks, man. It's a coin flip at that point, man. Yep. You got 3 players on each side wanting a Pro League spot, and only 3 out of the 6 can get it. So it breaks down that the Swedes get the roster spot. And then that's when they turned into Digital Chaos, although it was under Snookin' Nose for like a season. And then they got picked up by Digital Chaos, and there was a fucking weird fest. I think they got picked up by Digital Chaos for Y2S3.
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, and then they were in the... Fuck. Did Digital Chaos make it to SI 18? I don't think they did. I think they were in the online qualifiers, but I remember cheering for them when they were like in something to do with SI 18. Anyway,
they didn't make it to groups
because it was the day before I got on the train to go to Montreal for SI 18. Mm-hmm. I was watching them do something. I don't remember what, but anyway, what happened with the Brits is they had to form I don't know. Everyone knows what the fuck I don't know was because
it was the fucking it was the biggest question mark on why they don't have an org, and they were literally like top of EU for a hot minute.
Well, before all that, before they made it back to Pro League, they had to go through Challenger League.
They were just waxing.
And it was the first season that it was after the first season of, was it? No, they went through a normal Challenger League season, I think. No, they went through a 6-month CL season. It was the first 6-month CL season last summer.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
when they just switched over
or
to
last
format.
spring, right? It was before the new format, so it wasn't a 6-month season of CL, but they still had to wait 6 months anyway because CL, the structure is garbage.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Made it back to Pro League and then eventually got picked up by Team Secret again right before Paris. So that team then came back into Pro League. And as you said, they were on top of EU Pro League in the top 2 for a very long time. Comes into a play-in game last season, and they lose to go to LAN, and they lose to Mocket, who made it to Rio.
Who is now Mouse.
No, who's now Navi.
Navi, excuse me. Navi, yep.
So they lose to Mocket, they lose their LAN spot, and they finish 3rd in the season. Mm-hmm. So everyone this season, including me, said that they should bounce back and have a strong season because Mocket looks like hot garbage.
Yep.
And they're in the 7th spot right now. They've been hot garbage, but Team Secret have been more of a dumpster fire. Team Secret is currently in 8th place. Next week, week 14, Chaos is already eliminated from the LAN run, but oh my god, imagine if they were still in the LAN run for next week.
Yep.
And if Lestream lost and Chaos won last night, then Chaos would actually be the front runner for LAN. They'd be up by a point. Week 14, Chaos plays Team Secret. And Chaos could send Secret back to Challenger League for the 2nd time in their career, having only played 1 game.
My god.
And I'm casting that.
Oh, dude, that's going to be a fun game.
With Michael.
Oh, no. I'm going to get the popcorn.
Yeah, so that's the drama for next week.
I already know I'm going to be blowing up WhatsApp after that one. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, that's going to be a huge game.
That's going to be a hilarious game.
Not only does Secret have to beat Chaos, but Navi has to lose.
I believe so.
Who does Navi play?
Navi plays G2.
Oh, they're gonna lose. Because G2 this latter half was like, let's just fuck them. Like,
so you're actually right. Chaos will play Secret, but Team Secret is down a point right now to Navi. Jesus Christ, they have 10 losses. They haven't tied all season.
No,
they're 3-10.
No, Navi only has 1 tie. So does Mouse.
So what is the tie break between Navi and Secret, considering
go
Navi
to the
won last night?
There.
It is Navi. So Navi has the tie break too. So you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
They have to win.
If Navi beats G2, it's over for Secret no matter what. What's the order of games? Oh, Navi plays G2 after.
Oh my god.
I was going to say,
dude, Leon is going to be the biggest G2. Dude, honestly, I know that, this came up last year.
What?
For the Challenger League match.
Well, no. It even came up for Pro League, NA Pro League Season 8 relegation.
That might happen again. Because honestly, at the end of the day, guys, like G2 really could just not care and just be like, look, we're just going to play the game, and if we lose, we lose. Because I'm not putting anything on them because
let me.
All right.
There's more drama that I haven't said yet that I also said on the desk.
Uh-oh.
G2 plays Navi.
Yep.
Who's on Navi? KS, who made a lot of fucking noise on his way out of G2. I don't know if there's any bad blood between them anymore, but there's a lot of Twitter conversations you can go back and read that are still up on their profiles.
That are real bad.
that are maybe they paint a different picture. So G2 relegation games next week are going to be fucking hot fire to watch. I'm talking pure fucking flames just for the drama. Yeah. Just for the drama that is about to come out of the entire fucking region next week. I'm actually turning post notifications on for the Pro League subreddit and anything on Twitter regarding any of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm as soon as that broadcast is done, I'm sitting in the beanbag. I'm not going home until all the drama ends. I'm just gonna sit there with popcorn and pizza and Monster and fucking watch all the fireworks unfold.
The Katowice casting couch WhatsApp's like everyone's gonna be like, holy shit! Like
our WhatsApp group we have between all the casters here, that is gonna be fucking on fire.
Sorry, Polish people, because I actually know we have some listeners from here. Katowice, I'm sorry, I apologize. Katowice casting couch.
Yes,
that's our group chat name. It's fucking fantastic. When I got invited to that, I laughed my fucking ass off, dude.
Same, yeah. So that's the situation for EU. Chaos, Penta, and G2 have all already shit the bed for a land spot and aren't going to get relegated, so they don't have to worry. They can look forward to next season.
Yeah. And then LATAM, INTZ is getting fucking booted.
Well, Payne's already auto-relegated.
Payne is as well. They're not... Okay, so Payne is the odd one that's auto-relegated.
Yep.
INTZ is 7th, if I remember
INTZ
correctly.
is... No, Red Devils are 7th right now.
It is? Okay. I thought that INTZ just had such a shit second half. That's
Red Devils.
They're ahead by 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, Payne is fucking done.
Oh, yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone.
That roster is just not good, dude.
That's weird because it's an older roster, too.
Yeah.
Like, they actually have players. It's kind of like... I wouldn't go as far to say it's like a team secret situation because the roster was never dominant.
Yeah.
But that is an older roster.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
By the way, tip of the cap to the Immortals, boys. But I honestly feel like if we didn't have tying, I feel like they wouldn't be the top.
It's funny, actually. So someone put out on Reddit a, compilation thing a couple days ago about what all teams needed to clinch what spots. Yeah. And it included EU. That's how old it was. Mm-hmm. And it said that Immortals actually has to go flawless to make LAN. If they lose against FaZe... and NIP win, it's over.
Yeah, because it's so close. Yeah.
So they literally can't lose to make LAN versus FaZe, who has 4 losses, could make it to LAN. So the ties are interesting. I mean, the same thing can be said about SSG, though. They, again, would have had to run the table in the back half to make LAN, which, they're still my fucking hill to die on, alright, motherfuckers?
Yeah, we're still here. We're basically sponsored by SSG.
Yeah.
Yo, Sean, if you want to hit us up.
Yeah, Sean Duras, if you're out there.
We love you.
We're diehards. We're ride or dies for your Siege team.
Yeah, we should have had your bomber jacket.
Oh, I wish.
I know, right? Rampy, you love us. Come on, dude.
Somebody send us something.
Somebody's got to send us something.
You can send it to my mom. I'll get it when I get back to Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck. So I guess with that being said, we can transition to NA.
I'd say we'd see you in Milan, but
I mean, there's no way we don't see them at the major.
Oh yeah, no fucking way. We'll see them at the major. 100%.
Whether it has to be through online qualifiers or the minors.
I can't wait to find out where that is, dude. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for a fucking US major. That place is gonna be fucking nuts.
I hope so, because the SI crowd was a little
loud. By the way, I know Flynn and I talked about this before, especially with SI, but if you're going to the major for North America, you guys better bring some fucking energy, because NA, especially for like hockey and everything else, we bring the fucking noise. We want some Brazilian straight up noise in that bitch.
That's the thing, man. LATAM crowds are wild.
Yeah.
Like EU crowds are wild, actually.
Show your favoritism. It's the same thing as going to your favorite football game or whatever. Like, I want to hear that fucking noise. If you love a team, then do it, you know? Like,
when I did the Euro Cup for Milan, so last time I was in Milan, that's really weird to say that I'm going back to Milan. Italy to do I've already been there once and I'm doing it again. Like, that's just fucking weird.
All right, famous boy.
But anyway, when I was there, dude, that crowd was fucking wild.
Yeah.
And those weren't even Pro League teams. Yeah. There was one Pro League team and one Challenger League team at the time. Mm-hmm. And then everyone else was like in-betweener teams. I mean, Trust is now in Challenger League. Mm-hmm. G-Bot, or not G-Bots, but the Vodafone Giants were former G-Bots, a former Pro League team. Mm-hmm. But the only two real draws were Penta and Empire. Mm-hmm. And they faced off in the losers bracket of all places in that fucking tournament. Mm-hmm. But that crowd was insane. We had seats outside of the stage for like maybe 300 people, and we had over 1,000 just standing lined up around every fucking corner on the convention floor.
That's crazy.
Because it was basically like a PAX situation.
Yeah.
Or like a TwitchCon situation where we just had like one stage on like a giant convention floor. Mm-hmm. And people were lined up fucking everywhere for that. It was wild. Mm-hmm. So I'm really, really looking forward to the crowd in Milan. That'll be insane. Okay, I'm gonna go close the door then.
Yeah, I think there's like two tiny dogs trying to murder each other outside, so. Fuck.
They're just passing by, so I'll go open it up again in a second, but like, ugh.
Tiny dogs trying to murder each other. Sponsored by the Koyo store.
Yeah, that's our new podcast. Flipping over to NA though, refocusing towards North America. We know who's going now. It's NA and Dark Zero. So again, claps for Dark Zero. They finally make it to a fucking LAN since year 2 at season 1. And I don't think that's the outcome many people were expecting, honestly.
No.
I think a lot of people had Rec going. I think a lot of people had EG missing as well after SI.
We didn't. Hey,
No.
Oh, you did.
No, I didn't.
Did we both have them making it?
Yeah.
I had them top, if I remember correctly.
Yes. I said EG Rogue. You said... No, I said EG SSG. You said EG Rogue. So we were both wrong.
Fuck. Oh, yeah, I had Rec finishing 3rd, though.
I had them 4th.
I think I either had Dark Zero finishing 3rd or Rec finishing 3rd.
I can pull it up if I have to, but I really don't want to.
Yeah, it
doesn't matter.
It's trivial at this point.
It doesn't matter. Those predictions were made nearly 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like,
it's fucking weird we've been doing this that long, right?
Doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, it feels like we just started this fucking podcast.
It does not feel like it's been 6 months.
I've known you for almost a fucking year. Holy shit.
Like 8 months. We didn't really know each other.
We're getting up there because it was like CCS quals. We're starting to.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's CCS. No, because there was like this time last year was CCS the season before its quals.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, because you and I first talked like right after I casted this season that's coming up, CCS.
Yeah.
Their finals.
Right.
So we're like 2 months away from us knowing each other.
That was in like
that's fucking
September
weird.
though.
Yeah.
And it's
because that's when I started casting CCS. And that's the first time that we talked.
True.
Weird shit.
Anyway, time flies.
Yeah.
For North America as well, I think the rest of the results kind of speak for themselves, really. I mean, Reciprocity they just lost out, man. They lost out.
To put it plainly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what's been happening with them is they've been falling off. Mm-hmm. Last few weeks, they just have not looked like OG Reciprocity, and that's a weird thing to say because nobody gave them the credit that they were going to do this well, including me. I shit talked them off the face of the fucking earth, and I look like an idiot doing it. Yeah. But now, I mean, we were right in some aspects of how the team was going to play, just we didn't expect it to work, I guess. Because we both pegged it as, okay, it's going to be like Laxing and Fox A, or they're going to put Skies on Frag with Laxing and go for that old team duo mentality and just try and run the table. Yeah. And they did run the table, but we just didn't think it'd work. That was really it. Yeah. And, well, actually, I feel like right now the honeymoon phase is over. I think that's what finally caught up to them. I know you and I reference that a lot. And again, if you guys don't know what the honeymoon phase is, it's when you basically make a roster move and everything seems right as rain and things just work just because. And then finally it gets to the point where you've done it so many times in repetition that team play actually has to now be a fluid thing. And there's actually, not angst amongst the team, but it's just gotten to that point now where you actually have to mesh as a team, not hey, everything's right as rain because we've got a new guy. Now it's everybody's on the same playing field. One of the big things for me is Skies on Smoke on defense. Their defense is just he does a good job. He does a good job on Smoke, but I feel like Mark and Retro just I feel like okay. Here's my thing. I think Mark and Retro should be the hard supports, and I feel like they should have Skies on Flex. I feel like having Laxing on Flex is okay, or they need to put Skies back into his role as an aggressor. Because right now they have a really weird thing going on. Because you have Fox A, Laxing, and Skies that can all play entry. And I talked to Mark about this at SI. I brought it up on the podcast before. I was like, look, you have Laxing on Thatcher. Why the fuck are you guys doing that? That's team utility. You guys need that. And half the time, Laxing isn't even with you. And now maybe that got to them, like that conversation, but you guys see Laxing on IQ because Laxing can literally just do whatever the fuck he wants.
So, and he does a really good job of it. It's something I brought up during the USN last week, is that Laxing's map awareness is ridiculous. He will come back, help his team make a push, immediately rotate out to try and catch flankers and everything else. He did it on border a bunch of times, and he does it routinely. So they finally made that adjustment, but I feel like they just need some adjustments on the other side of the coin. It's not their aggressors, it's their defenders. You know, like, it's all the support in the background. I feel like Skies is good at what he does, but I feel like on the other side of things on that, it's dropping the ball. Because Mark and Retro are not really meshing on that side of the coin, because basically right now they more or less use Retro in that flex role. Like, he'll play either a hard support on defense or he'll play Jaeger. I don't think I've seen him on really anything besides Jaeger that would be more of an aggressive pick. I don't think I've seen him run a Pulse, because Foxa usually runs the Pulse, and it's him and Laxing on Rome.
The most aggressive thing I think I've seen on that Retro's been playing was Twitch for one game again on border.
He played Jaeger and they ran him upstairs on border.
Yeah, this wasn't the most recent game.
Yeah.
This was the last time they played border, I guess, because they haven't played it in a hot minute.
They played it on the USN broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used...
And they also played it in probably week 15.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was just flank holding his Twitch. And that was like... Twitch, the aggressive operator, but flank holding, and I'm like, okay.
When you just fucking hate to be rotating and run into the F2, like,
hi, I'd like to die, please. Here's my ticket. Punch it now, thank you.
Punch it 47 times in 2 seconds. Thanks, I appreciate it. Oh man, imagine that thing imagine if that had the PDW mag. Oh my god. Oh man. Just shout out of a can real quick. C7E or the PDW on Jackal?
I've been going PDW.
I like the PDW a lot too, and it's because it has like 0 recoil and you have a bunch of ammo. So
yeah, the PDW, like the recoil and the ammo count, is hard to combat because like obviously you have better range because the damage drop off isn't as hard on the C7, but the recoil on the C7 is still pretty unpredictable.
It's like, really weird. It's not a lot, but it's enough that like if you're like, okay, flick for a headshot, it might bounce left. It reminds me of Jaeger's old recoil where it used to go like make a V.
Yeah.
But it's subtler. But sometimes it really will like miss and you'll like shoot somebody's shoulder instead of their head. So I've been starting to favor the PDW because when things are not going right for me inside of ranked, I now pick Jackal because it just makes things 10 times easier.
Yep.
10 times easier. Same as Glass. Like I just pick up Glass, I'm like, fuck you. Like
yeah. For the rest of North American teams, I mean SSG drawing EXG on Bank, that was a weird fucking game. Rampy again going off on the defensive side is Jaeger, but other than that, not a whole lot happening for SSG.
They're in a really weird spot. The pickup of Brian again seemed like it would work because he used to be able to help them out quite a bit on the support end, but I feel like they're still trying to get that old team mentality back. This isn't going to work the same way because Brian was on that roster for a hot minute. So we'll have to see. Brian's like just he's like a fucking chess piece that they just keep moving from team to team. Like it's very weird.
My thing with SSG is, so when me and Parker were doing all the math for potential clinch scenarios, one of the ones that came up was the thing he tweeted, which was all 4 North American teams could end the season in a 4-way draw at 23 points in the standings. And you know who would be coming out of that in first seed?
Who?
Space Station. Huh. Because of the mini league.
Yeah.
That means, for anyone who doesn't know what the fuck the mini league is basically you disregard all other games that those 4 teams had against teams that aren't those 4 teams. So you only compare the results against those teams that are tied. Space Station was ahead by like a wide margin. They had like 15 points against the best teams in NA. They couldn't get the wins against the weak teams. And that's so fucking weird. For Space Station, the reason we have so much faith is shit like that. Look at their run in the back half. Week 8, they beat Rise narrowly. 7-5, then they beat EG 7-5, then they beat Dark Zero 7-4, then they have the week off, and they tie Rogue, and then they tie EXG? Their games in the first half as well, I mean, they drew every single big team.
I'm going to make a bold statement here.
Okay.
I feel like SSG has the exact opposite of the EG mentality. Well, no, actually, they had the same as the EG mentality. I'm going to take that back. So okay. This is what it is for me. I feel like Specifically because of what we just brought up, the amount of games that they played against top-end teams and would win, but then you go to the bottom half teams, which arguably play a more rank-ed play style or more aggressive play style, and they will just do random things. They'll have people in random places that you don't expect. I mean, Rec has made a living off of this play style. It's something that Flynn brings up when he casts Rec, and something I bring up when he casts Rec. You cannot predict where Laxian and Fox are going to be. You can't. You have to drone everything, and you have to have immediate information, because if you drone them, if you self-drone yourself in, they're not going to be in the same spot they were 5 seconds ago. Those two will just sprint throughout the entire map and wait for a noise. If they hear that noise, they're going to peek it. That's how they work. I feel like SSG has the same thing as EG, where if they play against a team that is set in strats and old guard in their ways, they immediately punish that. And they're good at it. They're really good at it because they can get immediately aggressive. You have Rampy. You have all these players on this team that are good at that. That's why this drop of Redeemer happened, is because Redeemer was so rigid in his playstyle, and they didn't want that anymore. And I mean, now something we brought up originally is that Chala really wasn't doing too well, and now Chala's firing on all cylinders. And by all cylinders, I mean all fucking cylinders, like V12 Ferrari, motherfucker, like just gunning people off of hard breach play. You know what I mean? Like playing Habana and all these things and just absolutely smoking people. So I feel like they lose against people that are unpredictable. And that's something that's EG's fallen into. Really, the only top-end teams that have gotten past that, especially recently, are G2, because G2's always been able to do that. No matter who you sat in front of them, they could figure it out because of their mid-game adjustments. Empire is more or less the same way, but Empire doesn't make adjustments. Empire is Russian machine never break, and they just fucking bowl over people until they run into the team that goes, hey, we are the best at what we do, and what we do is mid-game adjustment. And that is G2, and that is why G2 won SI19. So it's just it's different mentalities, because you think, here's the thing, you think every team that you go up against, and it's just a default, you think they're going to play like you do. That's the thing. You think they're going to play like you do. I mean, we can bring it all the way down to like when you and I play ranked, or when you guys at home play ranked. You think they're going to do the smart thing, and they don't. They'll get aggressive on a hallway that you didn't think, all that kind of stuff. That's why playing against Rec and all these other things are so hard. It's not that they're doing something dumb, it's that they're doing something that you don't expect, that for some reason you're like, oh, that was a stupid play. No, it killed you. That's a good play. You just didn't predict it, so therefore you disregard it and go, oh, that's silly. No, I mean, they're just have a different play style, and that's something that is inside of every single esport, or every single esport, every single sport, everything. You know, everyone has a different mentality, and it's something that you have to learn, something you have to research, and it's something you have to get by. So whether it's Lycan needs to do more research and needs to help the team get past those, barriers, or what have you, but I feel like that's really what is haunting SSG's runs right now.
Yeah, for me, SSG is such a powerful team, and they have a lot of potential.
I feel bad for Rampy, man.
I think this season also just shows you that like cold starts can fuck you. Oh, yeah. I think that's been evident in a lot of different places for a lot of different teams. I mean, even Rise is a good example to the nth degree, though. Going 1-0-6 in the first half, going 0-6 to start the season. That's really tough. And I mean, their run in the back half was impressive. The run for Rise in the back half was impressive with their roster moves. Mm-hmm. I was actually really impressed with the play of Crazy as well. Crazy was fucking on one for the back half of the season on Rise. For Space Station, I think honestly one bounce goes their way, which is a very, very hockey term, but one bounce goes their way in a different game, and they're probably still in the conversation for LAN, and possibly even have a spot locked up. And we'd be seeing them in Milan instead of Dark Zero. For Dark Zero, though, what else is there to be said about Dark Zero? I mean, this is a team that perpetually chokes in big games, and they finally didn't choke. I mean, we all knew this team had the talent. We saw it all last season in Season 8. We saw it even before that in Season 7, Season 6, like Season 5. I mean, shit, there's so many fucking examples of Dark Zero having good runs as a team, as a core, and then God damn it, he just showed me a meme. It's the ESL Rainbow Six EG meme if you want to go look it up.
I'm a property brother, by the way.
Yeah.
when Stoax explains an open floor plan, I saw that in between games. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. For Dark Zero, I mean, shit. Congrats. We'll see what you got at LAN.
That's where it matters, boys. I mean, a lot of the people on Dark Zero, that's going to be their first LAN. That blows me the fuck away.
Well, not a lot.
2.
1.
Knicks. I think there's one more, isn't there?
No.
The Knicks' tweet is weird. Because it sounded like a lot more, but okay. I agree. I'll go with you.
Well,
you know more.
Jarvis Y1S3 for Most Wanted. Yeah. Houghton and Mint for Y2S1. BC everything EG ever played.
Okay, yeah, then you're right. Oh, no, wait. Was it Pojo then? That was on there before?
Well, Pojo played Y2S1 as well.
Okay, then I was just wrong. All right, so it's just Knicks.
Yeah, Knicks is the only player on that team. Cause
I think Knicks will be okay, though, because he's surrounded by people.
Jordan never played at LAN with Ominous, but he coached EG at plenty of LANs. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. There's only one. It's Knicks' first LAN. That's it. For the rest of the team, though, it'll be interesting to see how the seeding goes. I think they're locked at a number 2 seed. Not really sure yet. Who has the tiebreak between Dark Zero and EG? It is EG. So yes, EG is locked at the number 1 seed. They clinched the number 1 seed, and Dark Zero clinches the number 2 seed. So for the LAN, this is going to be interesting because that means EG is a 1 seed. So EG already cannot play Fnatic, which is good. And they can't play Empire, which is good. They also can't play Dark Zero because they're from the same region. So you already have EG playing either Nora, Lestream, or whoever the 2nd seed ends up being in LATAM, which would either be FaZe or NIP. Because there's no way Immortals can get the 2nd seed. As long as NiP win, anyway. Mm-hmm. As long as NiP win, then there's no way Immortals can get the 2nd seed. They could if FaZe and Immortals tie next Wednesday, and then NIP loses. So there is actually a possibility they could play Immortals, but very low.
Yeah.
Because the game next week it's NIP against Liquid. So NIP could actually still lose that, and then we just have FaZe Immortals no matter what. Mm-hmm. LATAM is still wide open between the 3 of them.
Yeah.
But if you're EG right now, you're already game planning for Nora, you're already game planning for all 3 of those LATAM teams, and you're game planning for Lestream.
Yeah.
Because you already know you can't play the other half, which is good. That's good for them. For Dark Zero, that means they have a tough contest no matter what.
But hey,
I think the best draw for Dark Zero would probably be whoever comes number 1 at a LATAM.
No, that'll be easy for them.
Because they know how to counter that chaotic playstyle. And they actually, I can't remember what the scoreline was, but I'm pretty sure they played V3, which was the team that eventually became Liquid at Y2S1. But I'd have to go back and find that. Y2S1.
We get to hang
finals.
We get to hang out with Jordan in Italy.
Yes. Oh, sorry. No, they lost to G-Bots.
Yeah.
Not V3. It was close. 5-2 on Cafe.
God,
5-3 on Bank.
God, this is so... These logos, dude, are taking me for a fucking spin right now.
Also, I was wrong. V3 was the team that later became NIP. They were Black Dragons first.
Yeah, Kamikaze, PZD, Psycho.
Yeah. So yeah, this was the roster.
Was this Black Dragons was this the Liquid roster?
Yes.
Yep.
Zig, Nest, Diogo, 1, Yuke.
I haven't seen Diogo on literally anything Diogo. Excuse me.
I haven't seen him forever now.
Yeah.
And then this G-Bots roster was half of this was what the Vodafone Giants are. That's who played at the Milan Euro Cup.
Yeah, when you're I haven't seen this roster in fucking forever. Yeah.
Lion, Barrows, and Troy were all
cool
there.
They're still playing,
I think. Either Troy or Drid. But
Vertical game, that's King George's roster, right?
That was the King George, what is
Avian,
now Rogue
Adams,
roster.
Snake Day. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, people forget how many times that roster has changed. It's actually stupid. This was before they had Slash.
God, who was Slash?
No. This was after they dropped Slash and picked Slash went to CTM. That's what happened in this season.
God.
But yeah, this was a weird roster.
So what was the roster when Kix played?
Kicks?
Yeah.
For Y1S2, it was Kicks, Troy, Young, Snake Nade, and Canine, I believe.
That's a fucking stack.
Yeah.
That's a fucking stack.
And they lost to Youngtis in the finals? Yeah, Youngtis.
That's a fucking stack.
Yeah.
Wow. But that's way back in the day, though. That's before this game was developed at all. By the way, that's one thing that I don't think people give Kicks enough credit about, is that Kicks was an extremely early adapter of how things are played out nowadays.
True.
Like, that's why Kicks was so good back in the day, is because Kicks already basically had an understanding of this game when no one really did. So, I mean, look at the roster. Most of those players, except, K9, rest in peace, buddy.
There's a lot of people there who would argue he could still go back and dominate.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And I'm not in the camp that disagrees.
No, I'm not in the camp that disagrees either.
I would easily see Kicks go back and fucking run the show.
Yeah. Kicks is, I think the other thing is Kicks is extremely confident in everything he does.
Yeah.
Which is nice, because that's something that we've talked about before on here, is that, this game is it's mental. That's what it is. It's something we just talked about a little bit earlier. And Kicks doesn't let stuff get to him at all. So, that's something that he definitely brings to the table, and just his siege brain is insane. So, he flexes it all the time on the desk. So, you guys, that's why he's one of the most loved casters, or if not the most loved caster of all time for Rainbow Six. So, we need to do, you know what we really need to do? When Kicks gets back, we should try and get them both on here at the same time. Now it would be a wild day.
Who?
Parker and Kicks.
That'd be interesting.
That would bring up some very interesting discussions.
We'll see. I'm not promising anything.
No, yeah, we're not promising shit, because
no.
Yeah, Michael will probably just be like, I'm just gonna stream.
I don't know. So I know one of the questions we already got, because we can dive into Q&A in a second here.
Yeah, let's try and just go. You want to do Milan predictions?
That's what one of the questions is.
Oh.
We don't know teams yet. The question did say assume FaZe Immortals, because they are top 2 right now, and it would require an IP beating Liquid to change that. So assume Immortals takes the 1 seed, FaZe takes the 2 seed. Mm-hmm. It's still a random draw at that point, so we can't determine who plays who, basically. Yeah, fucking goddamn dogs again.
You're lucky you don't speak English, or I'd cuss you out from the balcony.
They probably do, you idiot.
Hey, you stupid fuck!
Anyway.
I love that the mic got that, by the way.
Yeah. Let's try and run this down real quick. So, Europe number 1 seed is Empire. They can't play Lestream, Dark Zero, Nora, or FaZe.
Make a hot take right now.
Okay.
Hot mic. Well, hot mic in it. This is some shit right off ESPN right now. You ready?
Yeah.
Empire goes out first round.
To
anyone. Does not matter. They go out first round.
Doesn't matter who they play.
Does not matter. That move with Dan was fucking stupid. I don't care if you're arguing. Suck it up. You're about to go to a LAN and you can possibly make a lot of money, and there's a high expectation on you from SI. That play that they just had with Dan was terrible. Atrocious. Nowhere near what Empire was before. I'm saying right now, they go out first round to anyone. I don't care who it is.
Really?
Really. I'm going to make that call right now. Honestly, I'm hoping, right as rain, I'm hoping it's Norango. I'm really hoping. I hope Nora puts them in the dirt.
Revenge from SI?
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be.
That'd be dope.
I think that Nora, especially with just, their mentality as a whole, like, they do not care. We saw them at SI. They do not care. They're there for fun, and they will straight up put your team in the dirt because of that. They don't get phased. And I think especially with Dan coming in, that team is not going to mesh at all, especially against a team where they can't get inside their heads. Russian machine never break, but it's Japan. They don't give a shit.
So, one of probably the best matchups that I think could ever happen, and the funny thing is I get to do the seeding poll. Because the seeding is after the Friday show. Literally right after all the games are done.
So you get full seeds?
I get to be the one pulling out paper with Kicks.
Because you do it on the desk, don't you?
Yeah, we do it on the desk. The seating. The buckets are in the corner right behind the monitors. They're still there. Yeah, by the way, the seating buckets never move.
Should I come to the office on Friday just to sit there and watch that?
If you're quiet, yes, you can sit in the beanbags. But yeah, I get to do the seating polls for Friday. which is going to be fucking nuts. And there's no way to cheat with it because it's all like you can't look. So there's literally no way I could make this happen. But fuck, man, if I could get Empire Dark Zero round 1.
Dark Zero, oh, dude.
Yo, Empire Dark Zero best of 3 on LAN. Give me that. Inject that into my fucking veins, dude. Inject that into my fucking veins.
Right into my fucking corneas, brother.
Dude, I want that matchup so bad.
I just want Dark Zero to put some fucking pucks on neck. Score some fucking hockey games. I'm trying to see how hard I can butcher it just to piss you off.
Another one that would still be good, but not as good, would be Dark Zero against Fnatic. That would be good. It wouldn't be great. I think we've already seen EG Nora, so I don't want to see that again. I think we've already seen EG the stream in other iterations. Oh, and EG the stream at SI, so we have seen that recently, so that's not fun. EG FaZe is always a good game. That'll be a rematch from SI 18. And I don't think they've played since. So they haven't played in over a year, at least to my recollection. Because they were both at Atlantic City, but EG got first rounded by Penta. And they didn't play in Paris, I didn't think. Unless they were in the same group as Paris? No. Group of Death for Paris was Secret, FaZe. I think it was Fnatic. Was it Fnatic? No, that was SI 19. It was like FaZe, Fnatic, Rec, and Nip. I can't remember what the group of death was back from Paris. But I don't think EG was in it. Anyway, EG FaZe would be good. Yeah, that's kind of all I want.
I think the main thing right now is can EG get past this mentality of LAN of going out first round?
That's the thing, I said on the broadcast, they haven't won a game on stage at a seasonal final since they won the damn thing. Y1S3 was the last time they won a game on stage at a seasonal LAN.
Yep. It's fucking crazy.
And they've been to Y2S3, Sao Paulo, Atlantic City, and Rio. That's 3 straight seasonal LAN finals, and they haven't won a fucking game on LAN during seasonal finals. Obviously, they won games on LAN at SI 18, Paris, and at SI 19, and DreamHack subsequently. But, holy fuck, boys. So yeah, I'd love to see EG FaZe. I actually don't want to see EG play anyone else, because their only other options for the streamer Nora, and I don't want that at all. I've already seen those. Those aren't interesting. Give me new games. Immortals Dark Zero would also be kind of interesting, but I really desperately want Empire DZ. I don't even know why I want it, but I want Fnaticless stream.
Ooh, that would be a crazy...
I can't even explain why I want it, but I want it.
I would say, like, the beauty of this LAN is that every single region has been hot this season. Yeah. And we haven't had that before. Mm-hmm. It's either, EU is on an absolute burner, or actually not even that, because GGU has been so dominant. I think this is really the first time that every single region has really been down to the wire. The other ones were like, all right, we're about halfway through the second half of the season and we already know who's going to LAN.
Yeah.
And this time it's just so interesting. It's great. I love it.
I don't think Nora is going to do very well. They haven't looked as good without Waka. I watched some of those games. At least I watched a few rounds from VODs and stuff from the APAC LAN in Sydney. Mm-hmm. They don't look the same, man. They don't look like they have the same kind of caliber of fuck you mentality. When they had Waka, man, dude, they would walk into a building and literally say to you as calm as possible, I'm going to flip your girlfriend over and fuck her in front of you. And you can't do anything about it.
Who the fuck said that?
Nora. When they walked into a building. Anytime. That was their mentality. That was the swagger they had, man, with Waka.
So, I was reading something on my phone and all I heard is I'm going to roll your girlfriend over and fuck her in front of you. There's nothing you can do about it. I was like, Jesus Christ, Flynn. What the fuck?
Tell me that's not literally the words coming out of Waka's mouth when he spawn peaked fucking Border. Those 2 dumb spawn peaks against Penta. Tell me those aren't literally the words. Those would be the words coming out of my mouth. If I was pulling that shit off on LAN against Penta, against anyone, those would be the first words out of my mouth. But I don't think they're going to do as well. I think they might get first rounded, especially if they draw someone like Empire. Even if they draw EG, actually, I think they still get first rounded. God, that's going to suck because I want Nora to do well. Other than that, crazy matchups. Nothing too crazy. Nothing like dream match worthy. Empire FaZe could get interesting if FaZe are the number 2. Yeah, I don't know. If NIP make it, I wouldn't mind seeing an EG NIP rematch from Paris, though. Haven't seen that in forever. I'd like to see that again. But yeah. All right. Q&A. Load it up. I got to rock a piss.
Rocking a piss with Flynn casts. Want to take the mic with you?
No. No, I don't. Fucking idiot. Let's see if the mic picks up me rocking a piss.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, guys. Let's get this loaded up here. Do. Aw. Kix and his girlfriend are so fucking cute. I swear to God. I'm trying to be loud so you guys can't hear Flynn legitimately pissing about 15 feet away from me. Let me load up the Reddito right now. Did you just... Jesus Christ, Flynn.
What?
I heard that, you fuck.
Yes, you did, bitch.
I hate you. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen.
Shut the fuck up.
What are
you yelling for?
Do you see the spike?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna have to manually fucking deal with that now. Make sure you don't blow out people's fucking subwoofers in their cars.
Like when you say louder. Remember when you broke that guy's earbuds?
I do.
Get fucked, idiot.
Get fucked, idiot.
Okay, alright, we got 11. Jesus.
We got 11?
Yeah.
I didn't even see 11. I only saw 10 last time I checked.
Well, it's 11 comments. But multiple questions. You ready?
Yeah, let me just get a
What are
load
we
up.
at? Oh, dude, we're at an hour? Fuck yeah, brother. Let's get it. You ready?
I just gotta get it load up. It won't load on my phone.
Alright. You ask me, I ask you.
Sure.
Alright.
Because there's a new one. Mm-hmm. There we go.
Alright. So, Canadian Milk Bag. Welcome back, my friend. I hope that things have been good since, 2 weeks we haven't had a question from you. So,
yeah.
Anyways, hope your life's improved. I hope you've seen some beautiful women or something. Anyways, thank God, boys. Let's go, he says. In advance, I know the regular season isn't quite over yet, but it nearly is, so I'm getting my questions in now. Number 1, with the season wrapping up, who would you say was the best transfer this season in your opinion? So I'm going to say he's going player transfer, obviously.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good question. I mean,
I'm going to say BC to Dark Zero. That's what I'm saying.
BC
to a player for Dark Zero.
A lot of the good teams didn't make moves.
No. I mean, I guess you can say, Empire was an entire move to Pro League. That's kind of a stretch, though. I'm going to go BC to Dark Zero, as a player.
As much as I hate to say it, Skies to Wreck.
That's a good one as well, yeah. Actually, yeah. No, I'm going to give it... It's either BC to Dark Zero or Skies to Wreck. That's what it is. So... Because you can count that, because that's a big change going from coach to player.
It's a big change. Crazy to Rise. That's another good one from NA. I know we're only saying NA once, but, Fonkers didn't have much effect on Secret. They're still in 8th, looking to be auto-relegated in a hot minute. Any other EU changes other than Dan to
Empire, which is already profiting absolutely zero, but we'll see what happens at LAN.
Other EU transfers, there weren't many.
I don't know. My whole thing is
a couple new young gunners coming up.
I will say this, just touching on Empire one more, just a touch more.
Yeah.
I don't know why Shepard wasn't the one cut, but of all the people on that team, I think the Shepard's a weak link.
I think it's different because, again, it comes down to roles, right?
Yeah, that's always what it comes down to. Because it's not, this isn't Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
You can't
it's not like, SMG or rifler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know you guys can't see me, but I literally just fucking air jerked. So
jerking people off.
Yeah. Flynn has no pants on. Anyways, continue.
I have shorts on. Go fuck yourself.
They're not pants.
They're not. Excellent observation.
Huh? My analytics are top tier today.
Other roster moves? Like, I'm actually going to go, like, look up roster moves right now. Because I can't think of any others that were, like, enormous. And, of course, it's NA leading the way with fucking roster moves.
Vice versa, what was the worst transfer in your eyes this season?
Worst transfer.
I would say right now, I would say the one that's not bearing the most fruit would be PSK to Liquid.
That's fair.
But that does not mean I want Gohan back, just to preface that.
Waka to Streamer. Does that count?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Does that count?
Yeah, because if Waka's on that team, they win that Asian final. 100%. 100%. Like, honestly,
I hate to lay it on the fucking kid, but Muzi to Nip. They took out Wog, and they have not looked the same since. They had a good bounce back win last week, but like their first game with Muzi on Consulate, man, that was a fucking nightmare.
It's really weird, just especially for me, just covering NA to going completely like global, having to pay attention. I completely forgot about that. Like, if you had a gun in my head right now, I probably couldn't name every player on Nip. I'm so serious. I'd have to look it up. So,
worst. I don't know. What is another like really, really fucking bad move? I'm like scrolling through some older ones here. Like, these are super old now.
Yeah, it's worthless now.
This is back in March.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the better moves. Moringa to Black Dragons.
That was a good move.
That was a good move, yes.
Black Dragons looks really good.
Black Dragons, I think that they're going to
have a very strong season next season.
Yeah.
I think this 2-month break is going to give them a lot of time to prep. You guys might actually see them at the U.S. Major.
You might. You dead ass might.
Yeah, they can definitely upsetty spaghetti some people. Is spaghetti in Brazil?
I don't know. There's spaghetti here, so I assume it's everywhere. If it's here, it's everywhere. That's my rule now. Because there's not a lot of fucking shit here.
Poland's weird.
It's fucking weird.
I bought some shit that was big Texas bread, and it's just regular sized bread. I was like, what the fuck? Anyways. Alright, what was your biggest surprise this season? How fucking good Empire was.
Really?
Yes. Well, the fact that they went top of EU.
Yeah.
I mean, look at EU as a whole, though, Flynn.
Yeah.
Look at EU as a whole. Like, I pegged them as like a top 4 team.
Yeah.
I didn't peg them as, oh, hey, we're going to steamroll literally everyone.
For me, Chaos, definitely. They were surprised at the beginning and at the end, and they were a literal dumpster fire last season.
Yeah. They were not auto relegated. Were they in relegation last season?
No, I think they finished sixth.
I mean,
because Ents came up through relegation game, and Empire was auto promoted. Mm-hmm. So they finished 6th. I mean, they were only like the only reason nobody covered Chaos being fucking hot trash last season was because Supremacy was hotter fucking trash. Mm-hmm. Like a nuclear bomb went off trash level. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why people forget how truly god awful Chaos were last year or last season, and last year I guess now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was Chaos coming back on this fucking crazy ass run of theirs. That was a big shock. Another big shock of the season. Rise doing as bad as they did in the first half. That was weird. Everything else kind of like went according to plan. Like NIP was a bit of a surprise, but it's like we knew they had the talent. They were just performing terribly last season. Secret being as bad as they are right now. Yeah. That's horrifying.
Yeah. I would say the 3 things for me are going to be Secret.
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah.
Wreck.
Yeah.
Because neither of us thought Wreck were going to do what they were going to do.
No.
And again, tip of the cap to the boys. I mean, you and I are both NA based. Like, tip of the cap to the fucking boys.
We'll admit when we're wrong.
Yeah.
Like, we were
fucking wrong. And we're happy
wrong.
for you guys.
Yeah.
That's good for you. Like, we want NA to thrive.
Yeah.
And
We were dead ass wrong.
Yeah. Hey,
and we're happy we're
and
wrong.
yeah, exactly. Thank you for bringing a different kind of play style to the game. Like, I mean, we always knew it would work. It just takes the right stack. That's really, at the end of the day, what it takes. So, and you guys finally found the right stack, but again, that honeymoon phase is starting to be over, and I think some adjustments need to be made, whether it's player-based or what have you. I mean, that's for the roster to decide, but...
I'm trying to think of other upsets or just other, like,
disappointing things.
crazy
I mean,
results
we don't
for the
really
season.
follow APAC except for Nora.
No.
Now Mantis. Which
Mantis getting picked up by Cloud9 was actually
we didn't get to talk about that because that happened a week and a half ago.
Yeah, it happened for the LAN.
Happy for the Mantis guys. Cloud9 is a fantastic organization. Cloud9 has never done anything where you're like, wow, that's scummy. Like, Cloud9 is a fucking great org, so I'm very, very happy for them. I'm a massive fan of Envy Taylor, so I love those guys. They're great. I need an Envy Taylor jersey.
I was honestly expecting them to make it instead of Nora for the APAC LAN.
I really thought so. I think that they had super high expectations because they just got picked up from Cloud9. I think it scared them.
Yeah. It looked like they were playing
scared
because they got picked up with you. And that's a typical thing that happens anywhere. You sign a new contract in the NFL, you're worried about, do I earn this money? How do I earn this money?
Yeah.
Same thing in the NHL, same thing in the NBA. Like, shit happens.
Yeah, it's the difference between being new and being seasoned.
Yeah. And I think, like, another surprise, even though it wasn't, like, a season-long thing, Aerowolf at the APAC LAN was actually really surprisingly good.
Yeah.
A lot of people pegged Orglis, the former Atletico roster, to do pretty well, and they kind of fizzled out. But Aerowolf was a big shock. Like, those were some strong fucking games coming out of Aerowolf.
Mm-hmm. I was actually very surprised at how competitive the APAC region was at that LAN.
Yes.
I thought, again, Dev has been saying it for a long time, like, APAC is coming, APAC is coming, APAC is coming. And, like, again, it's so, for you and me at least, because we're both super analytical, it's like, show me the results. Show me the baby. You know what I mean? Don't talk about the pain. Show me the baby. That's what it always is. So, I'm very happy that they're up and coming as well. I'm happy that things were so close, and I'm happy that people that we really have never paid attention to before, like Aerowolf, are a very competitive team.
Yep.
I mean, it's very, very nice to see, and it's refreshing. I like that we have a global competitiveness around Rainbow Six. It's awesome. So, all right, on to the next thing, which would be we already talked about biggest surprise. While it may not be monetarily possible, do you think APAC would benefit from playing the regular season on LAN and having one league for all of APAC? I know it won't happen, but I would love your guys' take on it and on if it would be good. Excuse me, cannot read. Anyways, in a righteous world, I think that Rainbow Six should, as a whole, eventually move to where play days are on LAN. It's a nice thing for all of it. I mean, look at Overwatch, look at CS, all these things where, they have play days on LAN, or just CS, they don't even give a fuck about ESL Pro League. I mean, there's just so many LANs where they're like, oh, fuck. They're like, the viewership difference is astronomical between Pro League and LAN for CS. And Overwatch has 100,000 viewers for their fucking play days because it's on LAN. That'd be a massive thing for us. I think as a whole, not just for APAC, I think it would be a good thing if those regions had that. I mean, Brazil has, what's it called, BR6?
Yeah.
And, I mean, granted, it's just a Brazilian thing where they earn money off of that. It doesn't get you a LAN spot or anything like that. But I truly do think that everyone could benefit from that. It doesn't take as much as you guys think it doesn't take a stupid amount of money to make a LAN work. Like, some of the LANs, especially like if you guys look at other esports, if you look at Gears or like Madden tournaments, like they're not hosted in a fucking cathedral or something like that where it's millions upon millions of dollars, So,
I think part of the question as well is pivoted towards the rest of the regions, like the sub-regions in APAC aren't competitive.
No.
It's only until you get to the APAC LAN that things get competitive.
Yeah.
I think it's a short-term solution to a long-term problem.
I'm with Dev on this, and I'm also with Dizzle. I'm with Dizzle on this. I'm probably going to butcher this a little bit because this conversation was at a bar that I was extremely drunk at during SI19. But they need to minimize the regions in APAC to make it more competitive, and then just basically make it towards all inside of just Asia. Because, like, I mean, Australia having to fucking fly across the ocean all the fucking time and just having that sub-region, like, it's pointless. Move it down to 8 people or 10 people, excuse me. Move it to a region of 10. If I remember this correctly, this is what he was saying. Make it 10 teams. And then make it where things are competitive again, and just keep the Challenger League format. Because the amount of subregions that they have right now makes things just pointless. I mean, you basically have ranked 5 stacks that are just good enough to get into Pro-Am. So.
That's the thing right now, is because in like Japan and Korea, they struggle to keep 4 teams in their Pro League.
Yeah, it's silly. They had teams disband all the time. I mean, if you guys don't believe us, go look at the Wikipedia page for APAC.
Yeah. You think Orgulous disbanding was like this big shocking thing? Like, you should talk to some Korean fans, dude.
It's every day.
I think they only have 3 teams remaining now in Pro League.
What's the gentleman's name from CCG? Not the guy we talk to all the time, but the Indian guy, or excuse me, this guy from Singapore.
Infineon Walk. So,
yeah.
Infineon Walk. Mm-hmm. It's a hard name to pronounce. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but trust me, talk to that guy, because that's all he covers. Like, APAC is his region.
Yeah.
So
he was actually brought on as a guest analyst for the APAC line.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I saw him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Thank you for APAC. What you do. Bring me fucking player stats on on CGG, please. I'd appreciate it. We don't have that yet.
For APAC.
Yeah. Anyway.
It would be really, really like. It would be great in the short term, but I think in the long term, that doesn't help, because then you'll have Pro League regions who will be ready in the future with only 2 slots. Also, what do you do with 10 teams in 4 regions? How do you divvy those slots up?
You don't.
That's not math. You have to go 12.
That's not math.
That's not math. You got to go 12 to keep it fair.
Yeah. It actually might be 12. That might have been what he said.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
Right. Then you can't even get 3 teams from South Korea right now, so it's like it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah,
APAC
it's like okay, I can be equal or I can be fair. Like that's what it is.
I think the problem is right now is that we're so far. APAC is so far behind in terms of monetarily capitalizing on Siege. Mm-hmm. You have 3 paying orgs in APAC, maybe 4.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, not good.
No,
not good.
No.
Half your fucking teams that go to the APAC LAN aren't paid.
Mm-hmm.
You got Cloud9, formerly Mantis, going to the 6th Invitational, who worked at McDonald's 40 hours a week.
And had to pay for their fucking tickets, which if you guys didn't know, to fly internationally is fucking dumb expensive.
Yeah, going from South Korea to fucking Canada?
Yeah.
Not cheap.
No.
Not cheap.
They actually had to crowdfund, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to crowdfund to get to SI-19. I mean, even like if I wanted, guys, like I'm gonna be flying home during the break period between stages 1 and 2. That ticket is like $1,500 US.
Yep.
US, like in yen, that's got to be like 15,000 yen, or probably even more than that because yen is
way more.
Basically worthless. It's probably like 40,000 yen.
Probably.
That's fucking ridiculous.
We could Google calculate stuff if we wanted to, but I really don't feel like it.
Yeah, but math.
So anyway, returning to the question, yes in the short term, no in the long term.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's kind of my answer, because I don't want it to become a situation where like nobody even tries because they can't get past the teams that are already in that APAC Pro League. I do like the idea of them all being played on LAN, though. I understand where you're coming from, that the APAC subregions aren't competitive, but it's like, what if NA and LATAM did that like 2 years ago? Because LATAM was garbage other than like 2 teams, and NA was garbage other than like 3 teams. So what if they just do like a 4-4 split, but now you've got all these CL teams coming up from Brazil and NA that are like, they could compete in Pro League. Maybe not so much Brazil, but yes, in North America. And, how do you justify splitting up the league at that point? Or do those teams even get good enough to become Pro League ready if there's only 4 Pro League spots and they're always taken up by the same 4 teams? Like, you can expand that argument to 8 and just counteract it, but it's like, It's such a smaller sample size, because then you feel like there's no chance that you get into the top.
Correct.
Imagine if there were only 4 teams in North America. How stacked would those teams be?
Holy fuck. Yeah.
How do you get over that as a new player coming into the Challenge League for your first season and go, how the fuck do I get past you?
Yeah.
Because you have to play a relegation match against one of those.
You don't.
That's the thing, right? You're gonna top stack the fuck out of your best teams, and then for whatever qualifiers come up for the next season, your other teams are gonna get rolled. Like, imagine if you just had all-star players from every team on one team and having them have a bad season and they go down to relegations for a relegation match against a CL team. Mm-hmm. Yes, you could take other good players from other existing Pro League teams and make the stack. But there's also an argument to be made, would they even try if they knew there was no money in it for them? If only 4 teams out of the entirety of North America were getting any money? Because there's barely, 2 teams in CL right now getting money in NA?
Yeah,
with 8 Pro League spots?
It's the Susquehanna Sonics, and it's...
Disrupt.
Well, actually, no, Elevate's getting money as well.
Okay, so
and so
3.
is Vicious.
So 4.
4.
Now.
Well, that's kind of impressive, but that's our region.
Well, what was it last season?
So, 2? Elevate Gang, no.
DG, yes.
DG, yes.
Nomads, no.
Vicious.
They weren't even in last season.
Vicious hadn't worked.
They had it for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, but they were getting paid, so it still counts.
Okay, they got paid for 3 weeks.
Okay.
But no one else had more.
It was not nearly as much as what Susquehanna Sonics are making right now, but it was...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, up until season fucking 9 of Challenger League, there was no one getting paid, really, even at the top of CL. And that's a mitigating factor, man. You talk about players in CL who are grinding this season who still have 40-hour-a-week jobs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And actually, this will bring up another thing that actually I think we should talk about on here, because we've talked about it to Parker with you and me, especially because we all like sports. You guys love hockey. I'm trying to get more into hockey so I can have conversations with you guys and understand what's going on.
It was good.
Yeah. But, by the way, you guys are doing a lot better. I was very surprised. So good for you. I'm still very interested in who the fuck's going to win out of San Jose and then Golden Knights.
Vegas, 100%.
I think Vegas is going to win it.
Martin Jones is hot ass.
Yeah.
Martin Jones has been hot ass all year, and it's funny as hell. Sorry for this podcast turning hockey for a couple seconds, but I really want to get this off my chest. I could actually have my own hockey podcast, and I could talk for 5 hours. As much as I love Siege and know about Siege and talk about Siege every day, holy fuck, you don't want to hear me go on and on about hockey. But anyway, Martin Jones is hot ass.
Yeah.
Fleury is again turning into a monster. Mm-hmm. The Pacioretty trade seems to still be working out great. So Vegas has come out of that. Calgary just lost to Colorado, which is fucking stupid. But Philip Grubauer is insane, and all the depth scoring.
Can we talk about Tampa Bay real quick, please?
Dude.
Yo, can you... Let's go.
Okay, for context, because I know not a single motherfucking one of you follow hockey. The Tampa Bay Lightning this year in the NHL... Shut the fuck up. The Tampa Bay Lightning this year in the NHL tied the record for the most amount of wins in a regular season. They were the best team in the NHL since day one and never lost the number 1 spot. They scored 50 more goals in the regular season than the next closest team. And they got swept 4-0 in the playoffs by a team that squeaked in by a tiebreaker.
By the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Granted, the Jackets loaded up and Bobrovsky wasn't shit, but the whole team died. Dude, Steven Stamkos was on the ice for 1 even strength goal and on the ice for 4 even strength goals against. Braden Point had 1 point. Kucherov, 1 point. Suspended for 1 game. Because he fucking head cross-checked it.
Because he face-fucked that one dude in the wall.
Yeah. So,
holy
Tampa
shit.
got fucking analed. Pittsburgh got destroyed by the Islanders, which is stupid. Just dumb.
Fuck any Pittsburgh team. Fuck any Boston team. I don't give a shit. You guys can all just burn in hell. I'm sorry.
I wanted Pittsburgh to win.
Yeah, and
I wanted Pittsburgh to win so bad for obvious reasons.
And I love you. I love you guys for being that into your teams, but fuck your teams. That's just it. I'm from Iowa. I'm all Chicago. Fuck you guys. This is how I feel. So
yes, yeah. I just swept the Pens.
Who's your baseball team?
Jays.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I respect it.
I don't know jack shit about baseball though.
No, that's fine. I only get into it when the Cubs don't suck. The Cubs are halfway decent this year. We should have been way better last year, but we fucking sucked a dick. So
also the Jays are in a rebuild, so I really don't care about baseball right now. When they had their playoff run, I cared a little bit, but I played AAA baseball for 9 years.
Mm-hmm. I respect the fuck out of the Jays.
I love playing baseball. I love practicing and going to the batting cages, I can't fucking watch a baseball game in the MLB to save my life.
Well, here's the thing. Hockey is interesting in the regular season. Playoff hockey's where it's at.
Yes.
Though. Baseball is boring as shit in the regular season, but playoff baseball is lit.
Dude, I've watched playoff baseball.
When your team isn't
when the Jays were in the run, I was so happy. Like I was into it.
It's so interesting.
Dude, I tried to watch the World Series in the fall, and I actually fell asleep.
Fuck.
What?
Oh, I thought somebody was like trying to get into your fucking apartment. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
I don't know, maybe they are.
No.
Fuck you, door's locked, idiot. Fuck off.
Anyways, no, like when the Cubs made their run, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking cried because like here's the thing. Game 7 against the Indians, the two most long-standing non-World Series runs ever. Cubs had the longest, the GOAT curse, right? 107 years we had not had a World Series. Game 7, me and my dad are downstairs in our living room in Smithfield, Virginia. There's a rain delay. Right, and this is like we're already in OT. It's fucking we're there. Excuse me. It's the bottom of top of the ninth. If I'm remembering this correctly. Right. Somebody will obviously correct me because they always do. Because
there's an SB Nation video about it.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's a rain delay, and my dad's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to bed." Like, okay, because my dad thought it was not gonna get played tomorrow. He checked the rain report, all that stuff. Right. So they have all the mats out already. They were ready for it. So it's like a 2-hour rain delay, and I'm just sitting downstairs, and at this point I had the same Cubs hat for like 10 years. So I'm just like whenever I used to get nervous watching baseball, I'd just curl the fucking like baseball cap in my hands.
Yeah.
So I'm just like sitting there curling in my hands, just looking up stats on ESPN, and there's a rain break, and they're like, okay, we got 45 minutes until the next like drop of rain hits the field. Unroll the mats. They unroll the mats and they play the fucking game, right? And the Cubs hit what was it? We were 2 runs up. We were 2 runs up on the Indians. And I remember the Indians score one run. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like face fucking my TV at this point. Like I know you felt this like playoff hockey time where you're just like, and you're talking to the TV, you're like, don't fuck this up, motherfucker. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, you should have seen me last night. I was sitting right here.
Yeah. So I'm basically like face fucking my TV, and I remember we get a strike, right? Next guy out of the batting cage. We have 2 strikes. We need one more fucking strike. They have a runner on first base, and I'm like, okay. Next guy up to bat is the pitcher, and I'm like. And I see his RBI, and I'm like, bro, your fucking RBI is like a fucking .197. Like a .197. And I was like, if you fuck this up, you stupid fuck. If you let a fucking pitcher get on base and we lose the World Series because of this, I hope you get cut the next fucking day. Like, I'm cussing at the TV. And I remember fucking Screwdriver fucking curls, and he just ticks it with the top of the fucking bat, and it goes midfield past him, right to second base. And I can see the big fucking smile at our second baseman right when that thing catches dirt and he pitches it and boom, right to first base. World Series win, baby. I started just like bawling while I run up the stairs to my parents' room, dude. Like, oh my God. One of the greatest sports moments I've ever had. But anyways.
I'm a huge Eagles fan. And when we won the Super Bowl,
I was so happy for you. I remember I texted you. I was like, fucking congratulations, brother. Like, that's massive.
I was just like, okay. We won the Super Bowl. Cool. First one in franchise history. Okay. If the Leafs win the cup this year, dude, I'm streaking down the fucking street. Like, I'm ripping all my clothes off, jumping off my balcony. I'll get walked out buck-ass naked. I don't care. Like, there's this pent-up fucking rage in me about the Leafs that is just ready to explode. And honestly, considering Columbus just swept Tampa, I'm so down to fucking destroy the rest of Boston. We only need one more.
Let's go.
Won last night.
Yep,
We're up 3-2. Going back to Toronto.
Fuck Boston. Yep.
Fuck Boston.
Fuck Boston.
Fuck all of Boston sports.
Yep.
Fuck all of Boston sports.
You can all suck a literal dick.
Yeah.
Yep. All of you.
If you're a Boston fan of any kind, I actually hope you step on Lego every day for the rest of your life.
Like right when you wake up.
Like just
do it.
Off.
Just fucking do it. Anyways, so what I was going to talk about with this stuff, and it's something that you and you and Parker had a conversation about, is that in traditional sports, a big thing that is talked about is revenue streams for players and things along those lines.
True.
Within esports, it's not a big thing that gets talked about, even at the highest tier of sports, League of Legends, all those things. Actually, I think League of Legends are public knowledge, if I remember correctly. I think Fakers and all of their contracts are public knowledge, if I remember correctly, but I don't follow League that closely. I think that transitioning into not only, hey, the games are played live, but also the preface of, hey, here's like the practice mentality for the day that you can actually go follow that, all that kind of stuff needs to come to the surface. Contracts need to come to the surface. That's all public knowledge. It's always been public knowledge inside of every single sport, and esports should be no different, because not only does it help people out with going, oh, hey, their contract's up this year or this month, they're going to be trying to go big, so on and so forth. Not only does it help you from an analytical point of view, but it also helps people just get deeper into their team.
The thing I've always found weird about esports compared to traditional sports, because I come from a strong hockey background. I've followed hockey since the day I was born. To the point that it's literally my religion.
Yeah, you should fucking. Hey, what's the contract basis for both of your forwards right now on the Maple Leafs?
Who?
Both of your forwards right now on the Maple Leafs.
Both 14 forwards on the Leafs roster right now.
Okay, your two main forwards.
Matthews just re-signed for 5 more years, 11.613, and Tavares is signed for 6 more years after this year at 11.
There you go, guys. There.
I know every Leafs contract.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
I know every single Leafs contract. I know AHL only contracts.
What the fuck, Flynn?
I know contracts of basically everyone in the league.
What's Jonathan Tays? Because I know it.
It's 10.5 for another... When did they sign that extension? It was an 8-year deal in 2014. Mm-hmm. So there's 5 years elapsed. There's 3 years left at 10.5.
Jesus
for him and Kane. Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. I know way too much shit about hockey. Anyway, that's actually something I want to talk about is I kind of understand it, but I don't really understand why all the players are paid the same.
Yeah.
That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, every player makes the same amount of money. That's fucking weird to me. Because I'm like, you got your plugs who clear like league min at $650K, like Tyler Ennis right now on the Leafs.
Yeah.
But you've also got Matthews, who's at 11.613 or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like your backup. It's kind of like for Washington. Like we go Holt Beast, which fucking gets paid an astronomical amount of money.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking ridiculous goalie. And you go to their fucking backup, who I can't even think right now. I don't even know who their fucking backup is. It just got changed like last year.
Yeah, because Grubauer went to Colorado.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually don't know who the Cavs
backup
is.
But he gets paid way less, guaranteed.
Oh yeah, he's probably like league min.
Exactly, league min or something like that. Yeah, or it's
because Freddie for the Leafs right now is $5 million for 2 years.
What's Quick getting paid?
Dumb money, if I remember correctly.
Is he still on the Kings?
Actually, wait, no, he might have signed that extension after they won the first cup, so it might actually be cheap. Yeah, he's still on the Kings. I think Quick's contract is actually 5.6, which is actually super reasonable nowadays.
Super reasonable for what he can do.
Well, I mean, Carey Price just signed an 8x12. $12 million a year.
Damn.
Or was it 10? Is it 8x10 or 8x12?
I mean, either way, that's pretty fucking good money. Well, here's the difference. Especially
it might actually 8x10. I might be wrong.
Like hockey and the MLB both have massive seasons.
Yeah.
So that's why, especially for like the MLB, that's why they get paid so fucking much money, because you have to play a stupid amount of games. Like NFL's different because it's like I gotta play 15 games. Like if you're paying me like fucking 50, like even like
it's also
Aaron Rodgers' contract is fucking dumb. Yeah. So is JJ Watt's. JJ Watt's contract is fucking dumb.
Yeah, but like we know this shit
they do
for traditional sports. We know this shit for Siege, but the general public doesn't.
No, and we can't release it because we would get in massive trouble. So
we wouldn't get in trouble. We'd just,
it'd be and
people would be mad.
Yeah,
people would be really mad. Yeah. But like, I'm of the opinion that
it should be public knowledge. Know. Absolutely,
the public should definitely know, and there should definitely be.
There's going to be a mentality change. Like it's coming. It's absolutely coming. Yeah. Because I'm like 50-50 on this right now, but I'm pretty sure that's how League works. I don't think that every single fucking player on League of Legends gets paid the same. Because there's no way you're paying Faker the same money there's no way you're paying somebody else on the roster that you are paying Faker. Yeah. Like that, you know what I mean?
Well, it's the same way. Like I don't know. Like I understand. I understand from a certain point of view, it's like, the team wins, not just one player winning, but like you have your star players and you have your not so star players. Yeah. That's in Siege and that's in the NHL. Like, I love Tyler Ennis to death, but there's no way anyone was signing him for above league min, considering the last 3 seasons and the surgery he had and the surgery he needed.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing like MLB wise. Like, I mean, we talk about Kyle Schwarber for the Cubs. Like, there's no way you're fucking paying Kyle Schwarber the same money that you're paying like Jesus, I can't remember his fucking name. It's a Spanish kid. Anyway, yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to look it up. Javier Baez.
There you go. I'd be definitely down with contracts going public and stuff.
Yeah,
I'd very much enjoy that.
Yeah,
just because
it brings them it brings up more talking points, and that
scratches my fucking itch, dude.
It gets to the point where, like, I mean, you and I get to do what we love, which is like analyze shit. Like, I love, like, that's something I love to do in football. You know what I mean? Like, football is my thing. Hockey's your thing. Like, I'm trying to get more into baseball and get more into hockey because, like, I'm really only ever into the Blackhawks when we don't suck. So, whereas
it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, whereas Parker's like full on fucking, like, you can talk to Parker about any aspect of the Blackhawks and that man can pull it out of his ass. You know what I mean?
I'm the same way with like everyone in the NHL.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that is something that needs to change. And more or less what I'm trying to get to the point of is like things become more like SportsCenter and ESPN.
Yeah.
Where, like, you can actually report on things and there's always something new to bring up because you're talking about contracts and all that stuff. Because if you guys follow sports at all, that's what the off season's all about.
Oh, yeah.
It's contract talk. Who's going to be a free agent? All this kind of shit. Oh, who's going to tag who? Like, especially that's massive talk in NFL is franchise tagging. Like, things along those lines. So, all right.
In the NHL, it's July 1st. July 1st is a national holiday in Canada. It's Canada Day, but it's better known as NHL Free Agency Day because that's the day everyone's contracts are up. That's when the hockey year changes over. Mm-hmm. July 30th or June 30th to July 1st, that's the beginning of a new hockey season in the off season. That's when all the contracts get signed, or all the big ones anyway.
Shout out to Cannon. Who wins the Stanley Cup this year?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Now that Tampa Bay is out.
I think I put Tampa in the final of my bracket.
A lot of people lost money on Tampa.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, lost so much money. I don't even know who comes out of the East now, man. The East is wide open. Because, like, the Islanders were not supposed to beat Pittsburgh. Mm-mm. The Blue Jackets were never in a million years supposed to beat Tampa.
Somebody made a stupid amount of money on that, and somebody lost a stupid amount of money on that, 100%.
Dude, there's like 4 brackets left up on NHL.com that are correct.
Wow.
And they had those, and one of them is literally just LOL as the title. They did it as a joke, and they're perfect right now. Actually, I don't know if they're still perfect after the Colorado win over Calgary. I mean, fuck, the West is wide open, too. Everyone was like, Winnipeg's going to make a run. Nashville's looked shaky.
The Flames just always come out of left field. It's really weird. Like, they start off so shit, and then they just all of a sudden turn on the burners to make the playoffs, and then they go back to being shit. I don't know what happens.
They've never had good goaltending. Ever.
Okay.
Kiprusoff was the last good goaltender in Calgary.
Okay.
Like, Dave Rittich was decent this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Mike Smith also just turned into a goddamn mega lord in the playoffs for some goddamn reason. Doesn't make any sense.
Playoffs?
Dude, Mike Smith holds the highest playoff save percentage in history.
Holy shit. Wait, like past everyone, like Quick,
everyone.
Holtby,
everyone.
Crawford, everyone.
NHL history is over a 940.
Jesus Christ.
He's never won a cup, and yet he has the highest NHL save percentage. It's dumb.
I mean, we said the same kind of shit about oven chicken for a really long time. Ovechkin, I'll say it regular for other people. But
I've never heard that phrase in my life.
Oven chicken?
I've never heard that before in my life.
Oh, that's what me and my friends call fucking Ovechkin, because my friend Gabe is a huge, huge Washington Nats fan.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Yeah.
Caps.
Anyways,
yeah.
Caps. Nats. It's fucking... I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning, okay? Like,
I guess I'd say St. Louis, Toronto final, and St. Louis wins, I guess.
I want Vegas to win it, dude. I really do. I love the Golden Knights, dude.
Fuck that shit.
I love them.
Fuck Vegas. You're not supposed to be good. Stop breaking the rules.
Stop breaking the goddamn rules. You're supposed to be like the fucking Panthers. Suck a dick. Or, his fucking, it's not the Hornets. Who'd the Hornets become?
There was never a Hornets.
No, for the NBA.
Oh.
Hornets to Bobcats to, what the fuck is their name now?
I think it's the other way around. I think they are still the Charlotte Hornets.
Are they?
I think so.
I don't fucking know.
I don't follow the NBA all that closely.
It's a team that Jordan owns, and they're fucking terrible.
Yes.
I'm just a Bulls fan. That's all I know. Anyways.
Next question.
All right. Hey, guys. Bunch of questions for y'all today. All right. Darth Dog 90. What do you think Ubi should do regarding maps releases? Like, should a map be released every season? A map buff every season, even though those have been hit or miss? Do you guys think that Consulate is overplayed and stale? I don't think it's overplayed. I think it's getting to the point of being stale. I will say this though, like Consulate maps are still pretty crazy because of the amount of roam game. So, but otherwise, yeah, it's a pretty straightforward map. You just take admin and you clear. That's really it. Like it's been more or less the same game plan since, year one. So.
I think the issues with Consulate stem from teams really, really sucking at lobby defenses. Mm-hmm. So it becomes almost like an Oregon situation where like you have your top floor, your bottom floor, and then the third bomb site is just a throwaway. Mm-hmm. So a lot of games on Consulate end a 3-3 or a 4-2. But I think for teams to really start manipulating Consulate to their advantage, they really have to start integrating Teller's Archives, and their lobby defenses have to be better.
Yeah.
Because if you can actually master all 4 sites on Consulate, like I just said, for a lot of teams, it's just top floor, and bottom floor is becoming an issue. The amount of utility you have at your disposal right now on the attacking side to pick apart a basement defense, especially with the bans coming out, Mira is effectively useless downstairs. I don't want to hear about how mirrors, inside an office or on the kitchen wall are useful. They're fucking god-awful. You don't have the range to be able to hit shots from there.
No, and here's the other thing. Like, really the only thing that small office Mira setup is good for is killing people on yellow.
Yeah.
Like, you can give information outside, but you're not going to be able to stop somebody playing it on a white van.
And you can't even protect anyone who's going to get peeked from yellow either from that mirror. So it's basically pointless. It can also be shot really fucking easily from Spiral. So you're really fucking dicked at that point.
You have to castle off that to stop it.
Yeah, you have to reinforce the 2 walls, and then you could castle. The reinforcement is just
what usually I do is just shoot at the fucking bottom of the wall. Because then, like, if you hear someone come down Spiral, you can just literally, like, lay down, and you have a fucking perfect angle to Spiral to stop people.
It helps.
The real only thing that it stops is a back take. That's it. So you can watch in the kitchen, so.
Yeah. Basement's becoming an issue, and with the bans that come out, typically a Valkyrie is getting banned on Consulate more often than not. So you're probably taking out Valk Echo or Valk Maestro.
Yeah.
At that point, you only have one or the other to deal with.
Yeah.
Which means your roam has to be on point. But where do they attack basement from? Outside. So what's your roam really going to fucking do? Lock down piano control? Good luck. You get stuck in piano, your life is over.
Yeah. And you really can't even hold it down from upstairs because that's traditionally where they clear from.
Yeah.
They have somebody get on rappel up to console office, and then they just clear to admin and push you towards them. That's it.
So basement defenses are becoming an issue on Consulate. So teams, if they want to be good at Consulate, they have to stretch out. They have to improve their lobby defenses. Lobby is not a difficult site to defend. Mm-mm. Teams are just bad at doing it.
Yeah.
And I know that's a weird thing to say about pro teams who have been playing Consulate since the day it came out, which is day 1. But lobby defenses right now fucking blow ass from a lot of teams. It's not just one team. It's not just one region. They all blow.
The thing that they fuck up is just where they try and hold off pressure from. Because they legitimately just like stack antechamber, stack piano, and they give lobby up and just put people up upstairs. Why the fuck would you do that? Like, all it takes is somebody to take downstairs.
You don't even actually have to hold the top floor.
No.
And I think I've heard Kix say this 1,000,000 times, and I'm shocked that nobody has listened. You don't need top floor control. Does it help? Yes. Do you need it? No. You can defend the entire site from downstairs. The entire floor and piano is destructible. Yep. As you've noticed from the inverse when you defend garage and they blow the fuck out of the ceiling.
Yep.
And you don't like that. You can blow it open yourself and you can reinforce garage, but you can turn the roaming factor into a priority for them to clear, and it is more beneficial for you because they aren't just attacking from outside. They have to come in the building to clear you out on your roam. Therefore, playing garage is more defensible because they'll never rip open the ceiling above you in piano because that's the fucking site and they shouldn't be in there.
Yeah. Here's another thing. Why in the fuck are you not using mute more on Consulate?
True.
Why? That's one of his best maps, and the only spot that they use him is downstairs. Those mute spots are great, and you cut off a bunch of information. 99% of the fucking teams inside of Pro League are all information bases. Even Rec is information bases. They don't face check everything. They have drones in front of them. Take that away from them. Mute and Vigil are like a fucking match made in heaven. They will never find you. Ever. Because all you have to do is, is my stuff about to run out? Oh, cool. I just run through a room that has fucking mute set up. Done. Yeah.
So, to answer the question, is Consulate stale? No. Is the way teams are playing it stale?
Yes.
Very. Mm-hmm. So, for teams, I think, honestly, you can become one of the best teams in the world by literally mastering 2 maps. Mm-hmm. If you can master Consulate, and you can master, I'd probably say Coastline.
Or Border.
Border is so out of the regular rotation right now.
It's
Everyone
weird.
is banning it, and it's so weird because we came through with that Border Oregon Consulate meta for literally like a year straight. Like that was all anyone played for a year. And now when you have the possibility of using Border as like a flex map, nobody plays Border. It's one of the top 3 banned in EU. It's one of the top 3 banned in LATAM, and I think it's in the top 4 banned in NA.
Sounds right.
I'm just going off of what I
saw the
remember.
LATAM stats because that's what I was like initially watching. I didn't see the other two. So.
But like Border just doesn't get played anymore, and I'm so confused why.
There's still, I feel like Border still has a lot of room to grow as well, especially with the new ops. I'd say the only site that's super played out is Armory Lockers. Because
true, that's
it's
all
either,
everyone ever defends.
Yeah, it's either okay, we hold Office, or okay, we hold CCTV. Like you really only have 2 options.
I think the thing is, teams are realizing that Border, while it looks big, is actually deceptively small.
Yep.
And people are trying to trend away from small maps.
I think that's something that Parker brought up EU Day or LATAM Day. I can't remember. He brought it up to
LATAM.
Yeah,
LATAM. But EU loves Oregon for some fucking demonic reason.
Jesus Christ.
And if you want to talk about stale and fucking played out maps, Oregon needs to go.
Yeah.
And I've barely played Outback, but I already want Outback in place.
Outback is actually such a good map.
Like, it's actually fucking good.
I like it.
Dude, give me Fortress and give me Outback.
Fuck Fortress.
I love Fortress.
Why?
I don't know. It does have a lot of roomitis, don't get me wrong. It has a lot of fucking stupid, pointless ass rooms that would require a lot of roam clear. I think if they literally just deleted some of the downstairs rooms and just made it like more open space, but still like segregated off into rooms, it'd be a great map. I still like it as
the upstairs is good. I'm not gonna lie, the upstairs is good. I like that there's multiple staircases.
Yeah.
It's a refreshing take on Consulate.
Yeah,
I would say, but the downstairs is where things get super fucky. Like especially inside of ranked, Caviar runs that map.
Oh yeah.
Like you are.
I love playing Cav on Fortress.
Oh yeah,
it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's actually the best thing in the fucking world.
Yeah, like. And here's another thing, just to touch on it. I'm still really, really waiting for bans to come to ranked because, like, when it does, like
next
that's
season.
Like, I'm very, very excited for it.
What, we're like a month and 2 weeks away, 6 weeks away.
Yeah, I think that especially is when ranked is going to get a whole lot more refreshing for me, at least. So
I love ranked as it is right now.
Yeah, I know you do.
I play it way too much.
Yeah,
like way too fucking much.
I need to play it more.
Let's move on to questions though. We're really lagging behind here.
No, you're fine. We got plenty of time. Don't worry about it. Thoughts on the Empire change? If you all have not covered it yet, we already did. I think the move. I mean, the team was fighting, so obviously there was going to be a roster move. I think Shepard should have been the one to bounce, but if was it Shockwave that left
from Empire?
Yeah. If he was the one causing the most trouble, then that's why it happened. So, anyways. Also thoughts on how the loss of Gohan has affected Liquid. I mean, their just team mentality is different, and it's going to take a long time to adjust. So they have 2 months off. We'll see what happens. How's the cold air of Poland treating you, Stoax? Fucking terribly. There's times where I can't open my windows at night. So there you go. Next question comes from Santos Games. Question kind of directed at Stoax because USN, but can be for both of you. What do you guys think Veli brings to the table for siege casting, considering his relatively inexperienced with the game? I love Veli. In no way is this a negative shot at him. Just curious. I think Veli brings hype more than anything. Also, I think Veli brings because he comes from a game series that is more hype than it is analytics, and I think that Veli was, constructed for that purpose. I think that casting Rainbow Six as a whole has got to be more of a teaching segment than it has a hype segment. I mean, even look at some of our biggest games inside of Rainbow Six. There isn't a major hype factor where the entire time things are hyped up. It's still a lot of, okay, we're deep diving analytics and we're not living in the moment. And I think that Veli is flipping that on its head. And, it's for you guys to decide if it's good or bad, because the old guard of casting right now for Rainbow Six is more from an analytical point of view than it is a hype point of view, and Veli is the exact opposite. So if you guys like that, then you're going to like Veli. If you don't, then you're not going to like Veli. That's my 2 cents.
I think Veli also fills a hole that is needed when you look at NA casting talent, which is experienced casting in general. A lot of us, including myself before Siege, I had zero experience casting before casting Siege. Same thing with you.
Yep.
Same thing with Parker.
He's been a pro
Same thing with
player.
Kicks.
He's been a pro player. Veli was a pro player instead of Gears, and then he picked up casting 2 years ago. Desk hosting / podcast / whatever 2-3 years ago. So he's got a lot more experience.
Veli has more experience than all of us combined in terms of casting.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a big issue when you look at some of the like Challenger League talent for casting right now. If you're talking about USN, so you need American talent, you got issues, man. Like, there are decent casters in Challenger League right now, but the inexperience shows when it comes to casting. The game knowledge, obviously, is a hole for Veli, and he's going to have to work on that to be
it's the same with
a
Blue.
mainstay.
Yeah.
Same thing with Blue. But the two of them have more casting experience than every single Siege caster put together.
Yep. By a long shot.
That's pretty incredible that they're here in our scene. Like, a lot of our talent is homegrown. I'm homegrown, you're homegrown, Parker's homegrown, Emza's homegrown, Kix is homegrown. Like, we don't have casting experience outside of the game. We only started casting Siege because we liked Siege. Now we have 2 experienced casters from multiple titles casting USN right now. Is it going to take them a bit to learn the game? Yeah. But do they have way more knowledge on casting than we do? Fuck yes. Yeah. So, when you're listening, understand that, they may not know as much as even you do right now, but they'll pick up the game quick.
Yeah.
It's a hard game to learn, but they'll pick it up quick. And I think you'll be really, really impressed with the talent on the USN desk this year. Yeah.
It's just swords sharpened on different stones. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And some are sharper than others. Some, are made in different ways. And I will say one lucky thing is that, like you said, we're homegrown, which means, like, we had the knowledge first. We learned the casting second. They had the casting first. They had to get the knowledge second. And Rainbow Six is the hardest FPS that's out. It is. Like CS is hard for aiming. Like, once you have aiming down, you're good. You know what I mean? Rainbow is a completely different game because it's all utility based first and gunfight second. And you have to learn a lot about why, who, what, where, and why. Just like English class. That's what you have, who, what, where, and why of Siege. Like, you have to understand that, and to do analytics and be good at it, you have to understand it in the moment, which is something very, very hard to do. Luckily, for some reason, I'm fucking good at that. I don't understand why. I just, I look at it and go, okay, this is why they did that, because in my mind, like, I treat everything as a chess piece and things move around the desk. That's really it, So, it's just something that is going to come with time. But by no means is Belly a bad caster at all. So
that's what he brings.
Yep.
Next couple questions. Noah just says merch soon, TM. I mean, if you want it, I'll make it on Amazon. You can buy it.
We'll try to find someone that isn't like shit and just screen printing stuff, I guess. Because that's just, I hate screen printed shit. It's just fucking bad quality.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what it costs on our end, because we are already operating at a loss right now. So, yeah. The next question.
We should set up a Patreon.
We could. If you guys would like to chip in money to help keep the podcast alive, we will set up a Patreon. I don't know how we would do benefits and stuff. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Next question.
I guess we can touch on.
No.
You don't want to?
No. We can't touch that with a 10-foot pole. It's the first part of that. Can't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Second part of that question is, when do you think China and India will join Pro League?
Never.
Whenever Microsoft elects to sell Ubisoft the servers to China and India. So don't yell at Ubi, don't yell at ESL, yell at Microsoft. Your picks for Challenger League promotion in each region. OC and Disrupt in North America. LATAM's a shit show, I have no idea. EU, probably Vitality and M&M.
I really hope that somehow Trust Gaming gets in there.
That'd be cool too.
Because I love Deepak. That's a homie. So
I love Trust. I loved hanging out with them in Milan.
Yeah.
I miss Snoof. I wish he was still on the roster.
Yeah.
Next question. Do you think EG is going to perform at LAN this time, or are fans going to be let down again?
No, I fucking idea. They're so hard to predict. How many times they've been top of NA and they just fucking suck a cock?
3 straight seasonal LANs.
So.
And to be fair, they haven't. Yeah. Okay. They blew dick against Fnatic. But first round of Atlantic City, they had Penta, who were then, or now G2.
Yep.
And the LAN before that, they got first rounded by the team who won it all, which was Ends at Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. If they have a good matchup, they go far. If they don't, then I don't know. We'll fucking see. it's a weird question mark surrounding EG right now. How do you think DZ stacks up against other contenders at LAN? Really good, actually. So I'm going to touch this one a little deeper. I've already talked about it before when we talked about like predictions.
Deeper, Flynn. Do it.
I already talked about it a little bit earlier when we were talking about like predictions for Milan and like what could happen and stuff. Dark Zero is a team that operates on the fly. Like they go in with the most preparation than any other team, which is really impressive. I've been talking about that for almost a year now. Dark Zero's preparation heading into fucking games is impressive, to say the least. It's probably some of the best preparation work heading into a game I've ever seen from any team. So their prep work for their first matchup will probably be extremely on point, but they're also a team that adapts on the fly really, really well. They have fucking they have backup plans to backup plans to backup plans. They have fucking plan omegas, dude. They have plan omegas if they need it. They can go alpha, they can go beta, but no. Plan omega. They have that in the fucking book. So like they can go deep into the strat book on LAN, especially if they get a team that doesn't really mix it up all that much like Empire in the first round. I really want to see that because I'd love to see the Dark Zero adaptation on the fly against such a rigid team like Empire that doesn't change anything. What? What are you laughing at?
I got 60 strats per site. 60
right,
strats per site.
All right, Talon, relax.
Break up the playbook.
Blue 42. Blue 42, sir. I love Talon.
What is this? Wait, what?
What?
What? Okay, so T1, which is the SK Telecom, which is the team that... Yeah, anyways, for League.
Yeah.
They just picked up some Hearthstone players.
Okay.
That's fucking weird.
All right, there's your daily esports news that nobody asked for.
That's what I'm good
Featuring
at.
Stoax.
That's what I'm good at.
Next question is not a question, but I would like you to cover how Pojo replaced Thomas and all of that. Okay. Vicious picking up Thomas means that since the start of CL qualifiers, they have had 4 different supports. Yeah, we talked about Vicious in the revolving door 5th. It's pretty fucking funny. But I guess we'll go over it again. Pojo replacing Thomas, I will be straight up. That is dumb. That is dumb. I don't have a problem with Pojo coming back as a player. I have a problem with you replacing Thomas, though.
Yep.
That Thomas is what made your team viable again.
Yep.
Before Thomas came in, that team was a fucking train wreck.
Yep.
We said they would barely get a win all season.
Preach, sister.
And then Thomas came in and actually made them look like they were decent. Like, go back and listen to our episode after the first week of NA, dude. Go back and listen to that. Listen to how fucking deep we railed into EXG. Go back and watch their first game, man. That was a fucking travesty. Go back and watch their first 3 games. Even the first one with Thomas was a bit of a mess. It was Thomas doing all the work. So that's a weird fucking choice to drop Thomas of all players. Also, yes, picking up Thomas means they've had 4 different supports. That's also really funny because they just can't get a 5th member down to save their lives. But I imagine Thomas coming into that roster will help things. And I guess it did last night. I actually don't remember. We didn't talk about NACL at all. I don't really want to go back and do it. We'll talk about CL later. Predictions for Milan. I already did that. First of all, thanks for the show. I always listen in the car. Sorry if we break your fucking car speakers. Number 1, what do you think a good coach should bring to a team? Number 2, do you see APAC win a LAN in the near future? Number 3, do you think that the G2 reign is over? Number 1, improvements on team morale, probably over anything, and a willingness to work when no one else will.
Keeping cool heads.
If your team is falling off, you gotta get them back into shape, and you gotta get them back refocused on the prize. Number 2, this is sports psychology more than anything. Yeah, as a coach, half your job is playbook, and half your job is psychology and managing your players. Mm-hmm. So if you're not putting in as much work, or they feel you're not putting in as much work as they are, dude, you're going to lose the room in a heartbeat. Yep. That's a big conversation in hockey is, can a coach keep a room, or is a coach going to lose a room? And it's a tough battle. It's a tough battle to be a new coach.
You got to win over a lot of people, especially in traditional sports, because you're talking massive rosters. You're talking 100 fucking dudes in one room, and you got to win over every single motherfucker in there. You got to make them not only respect what you know, but also believe in you. It's
and
the same.
buy into
It's
your
the same.
system.
Yeah, it's the same thing as you have to have the man next to you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's something that's not talked about a lot in esports. It's talked about a lot in traditional sports. You have to believe in the person next to you just like their fucking blood. That's what it is.
I'm not gonna name names or anything, but I know for a fact there are a couple pro league teams out there who are not satisfied with their coach. Very, very, very not satisfied with their coach.
I believe it.
So if you're looking to become a coach, trust me, it's not that hard.
Nope.
As long as you put in the work and have a mind for this shit, but also can control the room and make sure that every single member of the team is on board with you and you're putting in at least the amount of effort your players are, if not double, you will win over that room. You put the work in, players will respect you.
Yep.
No matter where you come from, no matter who you are. It may be hard to get your foot in the door early on, so start with a lower tier team. But eventually you can work your way up, and I don't even think it would be that long because there are teams out there right now who are dissatisfied with their coach.
Yeah, and that I mean, especially, I mean, it's the same thing for us. Like, there was fucking no one casting, and they're like, oh, hey, Flynn can actually cast. Oh, hey, Stoax can actually cast. Oh, hey, guess what? Hey, look, we're in fucking Poland. Like,
true.
You know, it's like Rainbow Six is still relatively new. The only hard side of this thing right now was player base.
Yeah.
Like, if you're trying to be a pro player in EU or NA,
good luck.
Good fucking luck. Good fucking luck.
Part 2 of that question, do you see APAC winning a LAN in the near future? That's tough.
Besides really APAC tough. LAN, XD?
True. Yeah, they're all... Can't lose if it's an APAC LAN, smile.
Can't lose if it's United States National, smile.
Exactly. For APAC to win a LAN, someone's got to fuck up. I'll be honest. Fnatic looks like they're on the cusp, but I still think they're going to have issues in those big pressure games. Saw it against Norengo a little bit. They started to crack in that game against Norengo on stage for SI19. We saw it again at Rio as well for Fnatic. They fucking obliterated EG, and then they got fucking manhandled by G2. And yes, I know it's G2. But man, if you're gonna talk about winning an entire LAN, you got to put up a fight against G2.
Yep.
SSG looked like one of the best teams coming away from SI because they put up one hell of a fight against G2. Nobody talks about how Rec made it to the semifinals, other than the fact that they made it there. They don't talk about the game against G2 because they again got manhandled by G2.
Yep.
For Fnatic to really push themselves over the edge, they got to play the best, and they at least got to look like they can hang with the best. And don't get me wrong. They came out of their group, but their group was soft.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people are talking about how soft Group A eventually looked at the end of the thing. When the dust settled, we were walking in and saying Group A looked good. After watching those games, man, Group A looked soft. LATAM has a lot of work to do internally to remain viable internationally.
They have a very, very weird play style that is only really effective inside of LATAM. Once they make it to the big stage, teams that are more... Well, just more built up. There's more in the playbook. There's things that they've already seen in the past. I mean, LATAM literally looks like NA when they were young.
Yeah.
You know
so for Fnatic, and I mean, I only talk about Fnatic here because I mean, let's be honest, Norengo without Waka does not look the same.
No, not by a fucking long shot.
And that was your closest other contender, right? They make it to the semis against Empire and they lose in heartbreaking fashion. Granted, they were 3 rounds away from fucking making it to the grand final against G2, in which they probably would not have fared much better than Empire. But that was with Waka. And now without Waka, you're in trouble. So then your next closest contender becomes Cloud9, who just choked incredibly hard at the APAC LAN. The choices for APAC fall off incredibly quick. So right now you're looking at Fnatic with the new Virtue pickup and the new 6-man rotation they're doing. As, you know, your sole APAC hope. That's tough. Because they've looked okay in international competition, but they have not looked like they can hang with the absolute best. Even with that EG game, I know people are going to reference that EG game. That's a one-off, man. That's a one-off. You can't expect it for that to ever happen again, because that was just fucking anarchy. So, is APAC going to win a LAN in the next year? Maybe a small one. Maybe a small one. As far as a Pro League LAN or a major, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I would be wholly impressed and thrilled if they did. I doubt it.
Yeah. I was from Flash Vezi, by the way. Thanks for that, buddy.
Yeah.
And then Noah, again.
There's one more part to that. Do you think that the G2 reign is over?
No. Not by a fucking long shot.
No, they just don't care.
Yeah, they just don't give a fuck.
They just don't care.
If things
Dude, I'm actually terrified.
They're going to be at the major. I'm very excited to see if you and I will be correct in our call and that they will lose at the major.
I'm actually scared because I didn't anticipate this. I anticipated them burning out, which is one of the reasons I gave in that episode as to why I didn't think they would win more than one LAN. And if you don't know what we're referencing, by the way, it was the episode when Ranger came on and he asked us, do you think G2, or how many LANs do you think G2 wins this year? And we both said one, SI-19. So right. Far, we're right. So far, we're right. But one of the reasons I gave in that episode was because I thought G2 would burn out. They had already been talking about how there's no off time and there's no rest time for them. And I anticipated them being the number 1 seed heading into Milan. Now they have 6 fucking weeks off. And they've already been taking the last few games in Pro League as a fucking joke. They're literally putting Goga on Ashe and saying everyone's roles are different, go play ranked. That's what G2's done in the last 3 or 4 games I've casted to theirs. And
Sua, by the way, Sua is a good coach.
Yes.
Sua is a great coach. Like, if there's a coach to look up to, there's 2. You want to look up to Dizzle, and you want to look up to Sua.
Well, I mean, Chaz is still their coach. Sua's their analyst.
Chaz, excuse me.
Yeah.
I always forget about him. It's probably because Sua I see the most on Twitter.
Yeah.
Chaz, never fucking tweets.
No. But yeah, I anticipated them kind of burning out. But now they have this rest period. I'm fucking terrified, man. I'm fucking terrified. Like, if they have this much time off, and let's be honest, do they really need to fucking care about Season 10 either?
Fuck no.
They can literally just win every major every 6 months and not give a fuck about money for the rest of their lives.
It's kind of like CS. Like, you win a couple offhanded fucking things, lands to make it to the major, and then you just build up your fucking stack, kick ass in the major, win millions of dollars, and be done.
For me, I think they will.
G2 already has the free market mentality. That's what they have.
Yeah. Me, I think they will actually give a shit about Season 10 only for the LAN.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be in Asia. And that's a cool place to go to.
Have you ever been there?
Asia?
Yeah.
No, never.
Me neither. I really want to go. I've always wanted to visit Tokyo, dude.
Yeah.
It'd be badass.
Well, I don't know if it's in Tokyo or
I know. I'm just saying, just Asia, Tokyo is a spot.
I doubt it'd be in Tokyo. That'd be stupid expensive. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the only reason G2 would even give a shit about Season 10 is because A, they don't want to look like losers back-to-back seasons, I guess. And B,
they'll do it just because they can.
Just because they can. Yeah.
I'm
scared. I'm scared. This off time, man. This could be a rebirth of G2 into fucking even bigger monsters.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing right now is that EG's finally coming into is that G2 doesn't have a weak link. They don't. I mean, fucking yesterday. Suck it, Parker. Oh, hey, here, by the way, here's Goga with a fucking ace. Okay, they just don't have a fucking weak link. And EG's finally coming into that where Young and Necrox are firing on all cylinders. And then on the other side of the coin, you have NVK, Canadian, Geo. That is a roster, brother. A fucking roster. So, that noise gate had to be massive, yeah. Anyways. My fucking voice, dude. Well,
Two more questions. Let's roll. We're over 2 hours.
Okay. All right, Noah. Why does it feel like we are on the brink of a siege revolution where APAC is just going to take off and demolish the powerhouses of NA and EU? I feel like the C9 pickup and the success of Rengo and stuff is just the beginning of the rapid development of a scene we have yet to see the full potential from. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a bunch of roster... For this to happen correctly, there's going to be a bunch of roster moves from the top players inside of that region. And then you're going to have these super teams that are even better, and they're just going to steamroll things. Fnatic's starting to get there, especially with the Virtue pickup, but I still think there's a long way to go. I don't think we're nearly where you think they are. Number 2, do you have anything to touch on that?
I mean, basically the same answer I gave the other guy, but APAC.
Okay. All right. 2, should Challenger League teams use quals like USN to not only test themselves, but to also scout potential pickups? Yeah, because that's only the smart thing to do. By this, I'm really trying to ask if quals like these are a true test for comp play, or are they just sweaty or ranked? No, they're not just sweaty or ranked, because there's literal money on the line. USN is $156,000 prize pool. That is not chump change. That is quite a bit of money.
Especially to a CL team that most likely doesn't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And considering you can literally win cash from the qualifiers, if you just win a qualifier, I think you get $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck would you not be going full in? You'll see the Pro League teams not give a fuck about releasing strats and stuff. They'll just play hard set ranked.
Yep.
That Rec Rogue game. That wasn't a Pro League match.
No.
They're not trying to like drop strats or anything. I mean, they could have because their seasons are over. So,
Rec was really putting it in on offense, but their defensive setups were nothing crazy. You know what I mean?
Nothing like the game they played 24 hours prior on Border where they were doing that fucking 90 mirror bullshit.
Yeah, no, exactly. But no, their offensive takes on Coastline were definitely like, hey, we're going to practice some of our takes, but their defensive stuff was nothing crazy. All right. Anyways, if Molly has 17 cookies and decides to give her friend Timmy 12 of those cookies, how long until Lauren is finally acknowledged as one of the best supports in the world? The issue with Lauren is that Lauren can only play support, and Lauren's decision making is not that good. She's starting to get better in her play style, but she still has some room to grow. And you guys know I love Lauren. But analytics-wise, Lauren has to get past her, not Xbox decision-making, but just poor decision-making. I feel like in the moment, she does things that are just heinous, and that once she gets past that, she will be a lot better player. So that's my 2 cents on it.
I haven't watched a whole lot of the Sonics games this season for
She's
CL.
starting to get better.
But I feel like she gets left on an island a lot, too. Like, I feel like she honestly gets hung out to dry by the rest of the team a lot.
Bomb planning-wise, because, I mean, she's still... I hate this term, but she's still bomb bitch. That's really what she is. Like, she's the person that has to get fucking nitro cells thrown at her all the kind of time and has to trust somebody else to hold her angle, and they haven't been doing that. I mean, especially in their last couple games, she's been dying trying to get bombed down a fucking lot. And that affects your KD a fucking lot. So, because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're on the defense, the main person you want to murder is the hard breach. If you can find them and you can kill them, that's a massive pick. So,
I still think she's fine. Like, I still think she's...
No, she's still good enough to be in Pro League. Like, I still believe in that.
I think you're right, though, in, like, the identification of she has one role. Yeah. But I think we've seen other instances. Like, I mean, you remember the CCS game? While back where they put her on
Katowice and she gunned everybody and she got 17 kills.
She has the ability.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not there. It's just her role. Her role masks a lot of her strengths as an overall player because she is typecast as that support.
I think honestly she could be a very good flex if she garnered that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like maybe if you even just left her in Breach, but gave her like a strict fucking duo to follow her and let the duo actually be a duo, they'd do a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd ever implement it or attempt it, but I feel like right now Lauren often gets left alone and left to hang out to dry in a lot of engagements and a lot of scenarios. So I feel like if that was an adjustment they wanted to make, it could help reveal some of these underlying traits that she has that don't get shown very often because of her role.
All right, so that's going to lead us to our last question, which is Streak Almighty. Is there any chance that G2 still makes it to Milan? Absolutely not. They are mathematically eliminated. And there you go. What do you think of the Empire roster change, and what do you think caused it? We already know what caused it. It was internal struggles, and which basically just means internal turmoil. They were just fighting. And so they had to drop somebody and pick somebody else up. So they just picked up Dan because Dan is apparently a gunner inside of EU, which... Apparently he rocks Flynn shit all the time in ranked. So
fucking rocks me off the face of the planet in ranked every time I play him.
So, and then the other side of that we've already answered. So, guess that brings us to the end. 2 hours and 12 minutes. So, you on Twitter?
Yeah.
You fucker. All right. Well, you did the intro, so I guess I'll do the outro. Thank you guys all for listening so much. We appreciate you. Once again, go to thecoilstore.com because we're sponsored by them. And you guys can get all of your Rainbow Six paraphernalia there, as well as pins. So we love you guys all so very much. We promise you that we will get episodes out on Saturdays now, not Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. Every single week we'll be making this podcast unless otherwise specified. So we love you guys, and we will be talking to you later. Good night.